How you been, brother?
Oh, well, last 24 hours has been a little bit rough for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You told me. You
Fucking
told me.
nose.
Uh,
Yeah, that's not been fun, man. Just today's been a mess too. I'll get it. I'll make it into some of that after the show's over. Once, depending on how long
okay.
we go.
Hey, where does Tyson like spend most of his day? Is he like in the backyard or is he inside usually?
No, no, no. He stays inside, dude. It's so hot in Florida. He could be outside right now, but the only
Hmm.
problem is I live in a neighborhood, and he barks at anything. Like
Okay, okay.
he's chill inside the house, but like if the neighbors lets their dog out, he'll start barking. And the last thing I want is to piss off the people I got to live around.
Yeah, yeah.
For the
You
most
don't want
part,
to.
everyone around here, they pick up their dog shit. They take like we're all somewhat respectful of each other. The only issue I've ever had in this neighborhood that I personally have had, my neighbors that live directly across the street, they don't do this anymore because I threw a fit one day.
Mhm.
So I keep my boat at the house, and they like to park on the street. Well,
Okay.
trying to back a boat in when somebody's parked on the street, like you're not legally allowed to park on the street. But
Yeah.
they were like, I went over like when they moved in. I was very nice, friendly, introduced myself and whatnot. And he actually kind of screwed himself out of a job because of this, because I was actually going to let him, he's an electrician. I was going to
Hmm.
let him put a new breaker box in my house. I didn't
Hmm.
tell him that, but didn't need to. So before I sell this house, in order for it to be up to code, it has to have a new breaker.
Yeah.
Or not a new breaker, but a new breaker box, the whole thing, the new panel.
Mhm.
Anyways, yeah, I was gonna let him do it. I was like, oh, he's my neighbor, why not? It just seems practical sense. But like when I came in that day, there was like three cars parked on the street, and I couldn't back up, so I just blocked the whole street. I just parked. Oh, it's like he's on one side and I'm on the other. I just parked the fucking boat right there, and people started honking, and I literally was thinking to myself like, if I have to get out of the truck and say something, this is probably going to end physically. Like it's like, come on, man, like have some respect for people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
literally no one else in the neighborhood does this. And ever since that day, I think they kind of got the memo. The wife, she's as nice as can be. She speaks
Mhm.
to me all the time. Nice. They've got like three kids. I see their kid out playing. I don't want to call it hockey, but he skates around the street and he has a hockey stick. So whatever. I guess that's how you get started. I'm not sure. That's how we play hockey in Florida, where we don't have any ice.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, but like he's always parking his work trucks in the street, and I was like, "Fuck this, man! This is bullshit."
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I just don't want Tyson. Like, if we let him out back, if we let him out for like 15, 20 minutes and he starts hooping and hollering over stupid shit, I'm like, get him inside because, if it's like 10 o'clock at night, I don't want to hear someone else's dog barking, and I know they don't want to hear my dog barking.
Yeah, yeah.
I really know I can see him right there. He's just laying on the couch. That's pretty much what he does all day.
So I have a lot of friends that are dog breeders or just dog people in general. And I remember this breeder telling me, "Hey man, I've been breeding dogs for about 20 years. One thing that breeders always think is like bodybuilders, and he used to be a powerlifter too. He like bodybuilders. You always think you're like chasing this perfect thing that never exists, right? So you're like, I'm always chasing this perfect dog for 20 years, and I know I'll never get it, but I'm always chasing it, right? So it's like there's a certain look they want, but also temperament is important, right? So personality, and you can never get. It's never gonna be perfect. There's gonna be something about that dog that pisses you off, no matter how much you love the dog. Something about the dog is gonna piss you off, right? And I
I
found,
think I
Mhm.
I actually think I did find like the holy grail with that whenever I had Vander, my previous pit that passed from cancer, because he was flawless, man. Like I literally
Mhm.
could not pick out something I disliked about him.
Oh shit, you well, okay, but
For
the whole way through, or like in the beginning, it was rocky.
the first month, it was rocky, and it was probably because of me, because it was the first dog I'd ever owned.
Okay,
So
okay,
like I lived by myself. I did everything by myself. So having anyone in my house was kind of like if somebody came and stayed for like 4 days, day one, I'm happy to see them. By day four, I'm glad to see them to leave.
Yeah.
So like I just wasn't really in a position. I thought I was, but I wasn't in a position to take on the responsibility of another life, not human life, but a life. So me and him did not click for about a month, maybe 6 weeks. But once I understood his habits and his needs, we got along great. Like he slept in the bed with me, he always slept at my feet, which I mean, I mean, this may be a nitpicky. I'd rather him sleep up near my chest to cuddle, but like he didn't like that kind of shit.
Okay,
Um,
okay, yeah, yeah.
but he never had issues in the house. He never pissed, never shit in the house. Um, he never chewed on furniture. He never destroyed anything. He'd beg for food, but I don't know what dog doesn't beg for food. Like he didn't like. He wasn't annoying. He didn't bark and let. Oh, what was cool about him is if someone was outside, that's the only time he'd bark. He'd let you know if someone's outside. So I consider that a
The right
good
time.
trait.
The right
Uh,
timing.
but he was really good with small dogs, big dogs, old people, kids, like literally, and he walks great on a leash. He'd stop, sit, he'd roll over, play down, or he would do whatever you wanted to do. Like
Yeah.
he was literally like the perfect dog, like no temperament, zero temperament.
Oh, yeah. That to me, that's the most like I mean, I like when my dogs look cool, but it's a personality thing to me. That's through all that, but I really care
Well,
about
he was a
personality.
Staffordshire Terrier, Bull Terrier mix, so he was a little bit bigger than your average Staffy, and he looked like a
Stocky.
pit. Yeah, he looked like a pit bull, to be fair, but just a bigger pit bull. Because he in his prime, the reason I say in his prime is because when he started falling, he died at like 45 pounds. He was around 75 when he was like full and healthy. But yeah, he
I've
lost
seen
all
it.
that weight because of cancer. I mean, and it happens quick too, like really fast.
I've seen the videos, like because like I said, I have friends that breed and stuff. And
Yeah,
one of my friends, his bully died from cancer as well. And you see like how fast they go from this crazy, energetic, strong dog to like, man, at the end, it's like, what the fuck? You don't even know what you're looking at. It's
you know
kind of
what's
rough.
crazy is all the way he actually had energy all the way to the day that I had to put him down. He never let up on that. But the
Wow.
only
Okay.
problem was his got so bad. His symptoms were so. I took him to a hospital, like the first hospital I took him to, or vet, whatever you want to call it. That they tried to say because he started developing this really bad cough,
Mm.
and they said he had bronchitis, and I'm like, okay, and that seems fair enough. I'll go with that. And then it never went away. I'm like, okay, clearly there's something else going on. I take him back. And then they said and I noticed he was losing a little bit of weight. And keep in mind, he already had a cancer tumor removed prior to this. They just either didn't get it all or it came back. I don't know which one. But then they tried to tell me that he had hypothyroid. I'm like, wait a minute. If he had hypothyroid, how is he losing weight? This don't make no sense. So
Yeah.
I knew I was kind of getting swindled there by these people. So I took him to another vet. But at that point, man, so much had happened over the course of like 2 months. He had dropped to probably 55 pounds. He did not want to eat anymore. The cough was nagging like all the time. I noticed like one eye would go straight and the other one was kind of crooked. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with his eye? Like it was kind of weird. And then towards like the last month of his life, there was constant mucus coming out of his nose, and he would sneeze and cough. But when he would sneeze, it wasn't just here and there. It was like sneezing every 15, 20 minutes. And he would blow shit. Like, I mean, to the point you need to mop the floor, man. I mean, it looks like it's like imagine somebody who had the worst flu ever and they just blow their nostrils on your floor. Like, that's what it looked like. And when he would sneeze, he would sling his head and it would go like all over the fucking living room. Which he couldn't help that. Then he got to the point he couldn't hold his bowels. So he was kind of shitting on places. But turns out he had a tumor in his throat that was actually growing. Apparently, it was about an inch from his brain. So they said eventually he's going to stroke and die. And he had two of them between his heart and lungs. So that's a death sentence. Like, you can't operate on that. And then he had one on his prostate too, which was probably what was causing the pooping issues because just it's a whole laundry list of stuff. But like I noticed the last 2 weeks, his energy did go down, but he was still a little bit playful. But like I noticed the weakness though. I mean, he was like, so he died at like 45 pounds. Like he was struggling. Like he couldn't hardly get on and off the couches easily. Um, the the constant just sneezing going everywhere, and then his hacking. Like he's just like he would hack for probably sometimes 90 seconds straight, coughing. But kind of like that didn't deter me because like he still had life in him. But what did deter me and had made me the vet told me she thought I had 6 months. Turns out it was 3 weeks. And the reason I had to make that call was because this was Christmas time, 2022. Yeah, man, it's been that long since he's been. No, sorry, 2023. It's been that long since he's been gone. But I gave him a little piece of food. I was eating a peanut butter sandwich, and I gave him a piece of it because he always loved that. I noticed when he walked out of my kitchen, he was like staggering, and I'm like, hold on a second, that's not his walk. And I looked, and he wasn't staggering like not because he was weak, and he just collapsed right there in my living room floor, just collapsed and started shaking on the ground, like as if he got like electrocuted, right? And I realized real quick he's having a seizure. And I actually thought that this was like that's it, like this is what's going to happen. The vet did warn me that like when that tumor starts pressing on his brain, it's going to be like seizures and strokes. So when I saw that, I just grabbed a hold of him. I just kind of held him. I figured he was going to pass away in my arms. And after about 45 seconds to a minute, so he just snapped out of it and he just kind of came back to life. And I was like, this is it. Like I got to do what I got to do here. Because I know if I was in that situation, I would want like I would want someone to put me down. If I got that ill and that sick, uh, I'm going to do it myself. If I got
Yeah,
access to my hands, I'm going to do it as long as I'm not paralyzed. I'm going to do it myself.
yeah. I would definitely do it on the earlier side. I would have a hard time watching the deterioration, but I know in real time you don't want them gone that fast. So most people I think wait a little longer than they should just because you don't want the dog gone, right?
His was like, man, it was a new symptom that was popping up like every single day, something going on. And I honestly like sometimes like when you call for him, he just looked like he was off into space. And like I said, it was definitely fucking with his head. And not to mention, like I said, just the whole malnourishment. Like he never lost his appetite, but he couldn't swallow right because that tumor was in his throat.
That's wild. I think that's probably part of like subconsciously why I'm always like have different dogs, like I'm rehoming dogs and stuff like that. I think I don't want to see a dog grow old,
You
if I'm
don't
being
want to wait
honest.
till you don't want to see the end.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. I mean, that might be like a cop out, but I kind of just want to see the good times and just have
Yeah,
that memory.
I get it, man. And like I didn't realize this. Like when I first got him, I always told myself like when that day comes, I was like, I'm just going to take him to the vet and let them do their thing. But then I read this article one time and it said, you can take them to the vet and get them euthanized and all that. Or now they actually have a thing now where they can come to your house and do it.
Yeah,
I would have done that if I would have known about it, but I didn't know about it at the time. But either way, like, I was just thinking, like, because most people, what they do, they'll just drop them off at the vet and then they euthanize them and they leave.
Oh,
But
wait, like leave before they get euthanized? Oh
yeah,
no, you gotta
yeah, I
stick
couldn't
with
do.
him. Yeah, you gotta stick
See,
with him.
that was the thing is like, I thought to myself, I was like, well, that would be easier because I don't want to watch this. But then I was like, after I read that article, it basically said you're a fucking coward for doing that because, like, you're going to drop him off with a room and he's going to be in a strange room with strange people and that's where he's
Yeah,
going to die at and that's his last memory.
You don't
So I
want
was
that.
like,
You don't want that.
nah, I don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
basically what they do, and like I'm to the point now I can talk about it and not like tear up, but they kind of hook an IV into their arm or paw, and like you get him to lay. They use like a sedative drug first, kind of like a Xanax or a Valium, like what it would do to us, just to kind of mellow us, like we're still there. But they'll lay down, but they're not dead, they're not hurt or harmed. But then when they actually give them the kill shot, like they're not even like he's looking at me, and then like the vet just told me like you give me the green light and I'll do it. And that's kind of how that happened.
Yeah, that's rough, but you kind of have to. You can't because they're gonna be all confused and stuff without you. So you definitely got to go with them. But that's gonna be tough to watch that for sure. I
It
can
was
see.
probably I'm 37, and I think it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
I can see that now. But before you get a dog, I don't think you understand that though. Like when I would hear people talking about dogs before, I've always liked dogs, but before I've had dogs myself, I would hear people talk about dogs and stuff. And honestly, I kind of thought they were being a little dramatic, just generally how they talk about it. And
Yeah,
I'm like, I
well,
mean,
I was exactly the same way.
yeah. I thought I'm like, I mean, I'm sure I would love my dog, but I mean, he's just my dog. That's it. But yeah, that's not how it works. When you've had a dog for.
Yeah, everyone's a little bit different when it comes to that kind of stuff, but some people just don't have like I've some people that I've been around don't have the ability to bond with anything. Like, and I think it's a little bit more of a psychopathic trait because they don't bond with people either. They fit into society, but they don't bond with people either. And then
Yeah,
there's
that's
some
it.
people that's like on the extreme other end of the spectrum where like their dog actually is their entire life.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Like before the kids. Like there's people that their dogs come before the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind
I
of
don't
thing.
got kids, so I'm never going to have that to really encounter or worry about.
But also part of the bond is that most people get dogs, their first dog usually at a rough time. Like they're going through some shit,
They
you
always
know.
do, and I did the same.
Me
Yeah, so
too.
it's like
Me too.
that could be a good thing or that can be a bad thing because if you're going through a lot of like trauma or just bad thoughts, whatever, and then the dog starts frustrating you, you take your frustrations out there. So it's really a bad move.
For the
So like
dog, I guess, yeah, for the dog more than anything. Yeah,
the
yeah.
first month that I had him, I actually debated on giving him back to the owner the first
Me
month.
too.
But
Same thing.
it's not that he was doing anything wrong. It was like I had so much other shit happening in my life that like I just couldn't focus on it. Couldn't focus on him at all.
It's the weirdest thing, right? You want this dog so bad, you get the dog. First day, you're like, wow, it's just so nice. Then you kind of like, wait, this is more than I bargained for. This is a whole life wild animal. And then I'm like, maybe I didn't know what I signed up for. And he's like, okay, can I give it? Let me hit my sister. Will my sister take him? I don't know it. And then at some point you're like, nope, we just gonna do it. We all in this. And then they become like your best friend. You become like your
Yeah,
best
well, the
friend.
thing with I think what saved that bond that I had with him was like his owner was like 700 miles away, the one who gave him to me. She found herself in an unfortunate living situation that she had to get rid of him,
Yeah.
and she literally gave away like the perfect dog. Like I have a feeling she's never found a dog that can possibly replicate as like the dog that he was.
I mean,
But
like,
yeah,
yeah.
if she would have lived like 30 miles from me, I probably would have been like, hey, I'm coming over tomorrow and I'm bringing him back.
Yeah. But I think it helps you when you're going through stuff. Sometimes it actually helps you to have more responsibility and less time to sit there. Like to the busier you are, sometimes you're more efficient and you actually feel better. You actually feel better when you're actually doing shit all the time and have more responsibility.
Honestly, I think with me, my workload was so high that I just simply, it was too much for me. I didn't know how to balance. Like
Yeah.
I remember I had some shit going on at a meeting, and this was like within the first month. the first month of me having him. And to be fair about it, man, this was the one time I lost my shit on him and it turned a little ugly. I was gone for like 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours, longer than I was than expected. But I literally couldn't help it, and I had nobody, like nobody lived in the area that I knew or that I would trust to come over. But again, I was expecting to be gone like 4 hours, not seven. So I come home and I was expecting some shit in the house. I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna get mad about this. Like, he hasn't been out. He's gonna be some piss or shit somewhere. I get it. It wasn't just anywhere of what he did. He was so embarrassed if he ever shit in the house that my old house, I used to have I don't want to say I had a shoe collection, but I had a lot of shoes. And I probably had like 20 pairs of like nice shoes. And I had them lined up like I had a walk-in closet and they were around the floor, like just stacked against the wall. Not in the boxes, but out and open. So he couldn't shit where there was tile or anything like that. No, no. He goes to the walk-in closet where it's carpet. So he shits on the carpet, but he didn't stop there. He took my shoes and stacked them up on top of the shit. My fucking new shoes, he stacked them on top of it. So I walk in and I'm like, like I smell it. Where's it at? He's sitting in the corner. He's cowering down, like he's got his ears tucked, like looks like he's starting. He's looking to start shaking.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, buddy. I was like, I know you shit in the house. Let me find your shit. Like I could tell he was embarrassed and like he thought he was going to get his ass beat. And then like I wasn't mad until I saw like if he just shit in the floor, I'd be like, okay, fine, I can clean this up real quick. But when you stuck my shoes on it, like, why the fuck? Like, the
Too
fuck would it
far.
possessed him to do that?
You crossed the line there.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And like, I bought him a brand new bed. This is all within the first month as well. And he pissed in my bathroom. Fine. He could have just left it because all I had to do was soak it up. I mean, you don't have carpet in your bathroom.
Yeah.
No, he drags his brand new bed and pulls it over top of the piss. So when I come home, this was another incident. Again, I was too busy. I, I, I didn't have I didn't have any help or anything. My parents didn't live nearby, so I couldn't ask them to come over. So I wondered, I was like, why the hell is his bed in the bathroom? I was like, I didn't put his bed in the bathroom. He drug it in the bathroom. He drug it in the bathroom. I think he thought he was soaking up the piss or hiding the piss from me. So I grabbed the bed and I was like, I'm going to put this back in the living room. When I picked it up, I saw something dripping. I was like, fuck. But like
Yeah.
once that was all taken care of, we literally didn't have any other issues ever again.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny when I first got juice. I got juice at like 6, 7 months, no, like 6 months, and he didn't like me, and I didn't like him. It was the weirdest thing. It was like he was annoying. He just annoyed me. Every little thing. He did everything wrong. It was like I'm like yo, and I talked to the preview, and I'm like yo, is this dog like? Is he like just stupid? Like what's wrong with him? He's like, no, nothing wrong with him. He's just getting used to you. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this. This is. And then now Juice is like the best dog ever. It's crazy how that works. But I'm actually
I
down
can
to
say
one
this.
dog.
Tyson, when I first got him, man, like Minnie, my Frenchie, I couldn't stand him for about 3 months. And the only reason I could, maybe 4 months. The reason I couldn't stand him is because he wasn't house trained. Once he got house trained, me and Ben, like, Ben's been fine. But Tyson, on the other hand, was fully house trained whenever we adopted him. Damn, man, like he's been one of those dogs that like we talk about this all the time. He has not me and you, like pretty much me and my whole family. Every week he develops like a new characteristic that pisses me off. Just when I'm starting to think, oh, he's a nice, loving dog. So he has chewed on furniture. He's chewed on the fucking baseboard and trim. He eats any like he'll jump up on the countertop and take your food from you. Um, he's destroyed multiple things in the house. He went through a phase. I don't know why he went through this phase, but like this was what got me. Is like I have a hard time with like I like silence. I like peace. I don't like this is why I could never do a roommate like or anything like that.
Hmm.
I like peace. And he would just randomly just start cut loose barking, 15, 20 barks at a time for no apparent reason. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? So, and he's got a sharp tone about his bark too. It's loud and sharp. So I'm like, okay, this is fine for now. And then like it just continues to get worse. And I bet you there was times he would bark 400 or 500 times in a day, like 500 fucking barks. And I got to the point where I was like, man, I'm
I'm
gonna
putting that
put him
shot
down
collar.
myself. I was like, I'm just gonna put him down my damn self at this point. Like he's driving me fucking nuts. But when we got the shot collar, to be there was a little bit of an evil side of me when we got it. I was just kind of like, go ahead, bark, motherfucker. See
Oh
what
yeah,
happens. As soon
yeah,
as he barked, he yelped. And I was like, and he barked the second time because he didn't know what happened.
yeah, yeah.
And after that second bark, he kind of like realized, shit, I can't bark anymore. And then
Hmm.
he, over the course of about 8 to 10 days, I made him wear that collar and it calmed his little ass down on the barking.
See, Kane, it worked for Kane, but Kane also caught on to the collar. When the collar was on, he knew, and then even the remote, he would
And
see he would see the remote, and he'd be like, "Uh oh, I know what that is," and I'm like, "Yeah, he better know what that is." But
he'll
it
still
would,
cut loose like in the mornings, like if she wakes up or something and it's early, I will because he has this excitement with food. He wants to be fed at like 5 a.m. every morning. He'll wake up. So what I've been doing is I close the bathroom door and the bedroom door, and it's pitch black darkness in the bedroom. So when the light comes in, he can't see it, so he don't wake me up. And I'm like, okay, cool. If she's got to get up early, he gets up and he wants to be fed immediately. As soon as I hear like the kibbles hit the bowl, he'll start barking like 4 or 5 times, just out of excitement. And I'm like, hey, put the fucking collar on him. I was like, I'm trying to sleep like 2 more hours. Because when he does that, I'm just like, okay, well, guess I'm up now.
so many people told me about this food begging thing. I've never had the issue. I've never had that issue, but I think I know why. Because every dog I've had, I've got them pretty young, and I'm like super militant with the food. The entire feeding time has to be it's probably over the top, but it has to be perfect. They come out, they sit, wait. I put the food, they can't move. They move any little thing that they can't do right. So if they bark, I won't feed them. So I'll skip the meal entirely. Once I did that once, if they know anything they do wrong, they don't get the meal. They do everything right. So like it's hard to do because I'm like, oh fuck, he's hungry. Or I feel bad, but I'm like, it's the only way. So they can't bark. He can't. They might drool or some shit like that, but they can't move. They can't bark. They can't have the food. I'll have them sit. I thought let's say I say juice. He'll come sit next to the bowl. I'll have him sit there drooling just to make sure. Okay, until I snap, he can't go. And as he's eating, sometimes I'll take the bowl, put it back. There's all kinds of things to make sure that there's no food aggression. There's no like forcing you to give them food, anything
Yeah.
like that. Because
Oh,
some puppies bite your hand. All kinds of shit, and not on purpose. Sometimes they just some do it out of like on purpose, but some of them they just like they don't know how to eat calmly. They just especially puppies that grew up eating in a group, like people who feed their puppies all
yeah.
at once, one bowl. I don't recommend that because that one bowl thing
No.
it teaches them to eat like wild animals because they're
Yeah.
like fuck it, I gotta finish it. So yeah, I think that's
Usually
why
about every 12 hours with him. So I would expect by the time it's 5 o'clock now, I expect by the time we finish this, he's going to come in here and he will absolutely annoy the piss out of you until you feed him. Like he'll sit
mm,
here, he sounds like a child that's getting beat.
so crying, yeah, that
Yeah,
one
like
crying.
he'll start whining, like, but it's the worst sound in the fucking world. I'm like, you know what? It's just fucking easier for me to feed you than to have to hear
Okay,
this.
so,
It's
so
like
yeah.
remember Dumb and Dumber? He's like, hey, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Well, that's like my most annoying sound in the world.
Atlas would do that, and he kept doing it for like a week. So what I would tell him to stop. He kept doing. What I started doing is when he did it, I would put him in a crate. I won't feed him until like 2 hours later. I'll try again. He does it again. I won't. But then
Keep
even
going for a
Dallas,
second. I see
go ahead.
Macho standing up. He probably needs to go out. Keep going. I can still hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it's like there's a limit because you have to feed them eventually. You can't just starve them. But yeah, I'll hold out until they get the message, and once they really get the message, I don't have to worry about it again.
I don't know if he
But
would get the message or not, to be fair. Like he's this dog. They say the regular bullies are stubborn, and it's very, very true, man. It's impossible most of the time.
if they're grown already, grown adults, yeah, that's an uphill battle. But before a year old, it's fair game. But they say old dogs don't learn new tricks. It's for a reason, you know.
It's pretty true, yeah.
Yeah, because the most untrainable dog I had, I got her at like 2 years old, and I mean a lot of things I was able to fix, but some things till this day she's with a different owner, and some of the things still haven't changed. It's one of those things that is just way too instilled in her, you know.
Well, speaking of old dogs and new tricks, so my Frenchie, the one that's going out right now, Macho, the old one. I don't know how old he is. So back in like February, they predicted that he was 10. So I guess he's about to be 11 or a minimum of 11. And I just let him out. He doesn't piss inside, which is great, but he's got to piss on something outside. I have an outdoor rug under my table. It's literally, it's not even in the patio. It's like kind of in the yard because I have some stones in the yard.
Yeah,
And the little motherfucker's pissing on my rug right now.
I don't.
I mean, it's an outdoor rug, so it's like it's not that big of a deal, but like, come on, man. Like, you got a whole yard. You got to go piss over there.
Yeah. All right, that might be too much dog talk. I don't know how many people like the dog talk, but we like dogs, so we talk about
I'm
it.
trying to get him in right now. Once he's in, I'm good. Looks like we
Yeah.
were terribly wrong about Japan.
Isn't it crazy how that works? You
Yeah,
know?
that placing went all over. That was all over.
Yeah, it's like okay, we know Sean Clarita is the best bodybuilder in that lineup by himself, but you know, most of us start standing next to the bigger. First of all, we thought Johan honestly didn't look as good as he looked in other shows. He
He
looked
was fatter or smoother.
Yeah, but it looked like he was trying to get in better shape because he looks flat at the same time. I don't think like he ate up. I mean, he could have. I don't know what he did. But to me, he looked softer in some areas, but smaller in some areas. So
Yeah,
like,
he was off. I don't know what he did, but he was off. I had him predicted to win.
to be honest, I didn't think it would be like a tough victory for him because he looked great next to Andrew. He looked really good next to Andrew, and Andrew's a whole different level. And
Yeah.
in those previous shows, I thought he was closer to first than he was to third. So I didn't think, you know, I just didn't think anything of it.
What did he end up getting this time? Third?
Yeah,
I
like
thought it was
yeah,
more than that. That was like third or fourth.
he almost got like fourth or fifth, but in finals he ended up getting maybe fourth. Hold up, can I pull up the results? I don't know which page would have it, but yeah,
And I remember I had Holland said and Stu battling fourth and fifth, and I think they did battle, but it was like for seventh and eighth.
and you know what's crazy? I saw I saw the videos, the pictures, and they both actually look really good. Um, I don't think that means necessarily that they should have done better. I wasn't there, but they did look good. Like visually, I think that was both of their best looks of the year by far. But
Yeah.
let me see if I can find. Hold up, let me share the page. I should be able to find the results somewhere. What's the best page nowadays? Is it
If you just go to ifbbpro.com, that's going to let you look at the scorecard.
the actual website?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, let me do
that's
this.
where I would go with.
I've never even been there before. Okay, IFBBpro.com.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, maybe only the pros know about this website. I'm still on NPC online. I
it
haven't.
should be. There should be a tab there. Uh, No, mine looks a little different. I think you clicked on something, right?
Not yet.
Results.
But
It looks different on because you're on the laptop. That's why mine looks different because I never use a laptop anymore. But if you go up
so,
top, go scroll up, see where it says results.
oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, and then it should have it. Yeah, there it is. And it'll
There
have
you
the
go.
scorecard.
Wow, I didn't even know this is a thing. Okay, so
Yeah, you
let's
got
look
to
at.
click on the results tab.
Uh, okay, Tokyo, Japan. They have it in order. Yeah, they have it. Oh, yeah, perfect. Even better because
Yeah,
sometimes they have it by points. They have it in
I
order.
knew Mark
Okay.
Hector was going to be a wild card because when me, you, and Alyssa was talking about him, I was like, yeah, he. I don't see him winning, but like I could definitely see him getting the top five. I didn't see
Man,
the Jan guy. I didn't see that coming, and the Florian guy. I think I definitely underestimated. Like I know who he is, and he is good. He was one he either still is or he was one of Patrick's guys.
yeah, he is. Yeah, okay, but in all fairness, his past few shows, he didn't like. I mean, he looked decent, but he didn't wow. He didn't wow us, you know. So like, I thought he was gonna just look the same as that. I mean, I
Wasn't he
didn't
a
think.
212 guy though?
No, he started open and his pro debut at like 23, 24. He got top three or maybe. And then he went to classic for like 2, 3 years and wasted a bunch of years in classic. Then he went back up like last year, but he still wasn't where he used to be. Now he's definitely, past where he used to be.
I think some
But
of these guys need to pick a division. Like if you have a classic look and you're actually placing in classic, stay there. Like I've got a few guys right now. Like we all like you have a classic look, but you're not going to make weight for classics. Let's not even remote. We can't even discuss that.
that's
But
the
like
yeah.
some of these guys just need to pick what's, or maybe they need somebody else. Maybe they, because I've had guys that I had to, I don't want to use the word dictate, but I'm like, hey, no, you don't need to do that shit. You need to stay right where you're at.
Yeah, but also why do you compete? I think that's important. Why do you compete? I honestly compete because I want to. I like it. It's something I enjoy. If I had to lose 10 pounds of muscle, I would not enjoy it. So it's a no-brainer to
Nope.
me. It's a no-brainer to me. So first find why you're doing it. If you're doing it because you kind of like it, but you like making money, yeah, stay in whatever division you're gonna make the most money, right? So it's like you gotta pick and choose. I don't think Florian is stressed for money. So at that point, he would just pick which he enjoys, which he said he enjoys classic. But now, this is where that comes in.
I don't know any of those guys. Well, I mean, I know Sean a little bit, but like, I mean, I know James, I know Stuart, but like, I don't know him on like a financial level. But like, winning shows, Sean's probably taking home the most money through bodybuilding than anyone else in that.
No,
Well,
well,
actually,
you might be right. Maybe true bodybuilding, but Johan Predelis is
I was going to
rich.
say his social media. He's making it through social media. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's technically from bodybuilding, I guess. So in
yeah,
that sense, but Sean Clarita is like directly bodybuilding because he's not like a social media guy. He's like contracts and like I don't really know what else he does, but I think his is directly sponsorships and prize money
yeah.
for
But
the
I
most
feel
part.
like I feel like you shouldn't start bodybuilding with the intentions of making money in it. You have to want
No,
to.
no.
Like, because I've had people that like I see their like initial check it like over the years. I don't have any of them on my roster right now. Well, like over the years, I'll have people be like, "Hey, I want to win a local show, then I want to turn pro, and I want to, win pro shows, and I want to make some money." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't, you need to get a gym membership first because you don't look like you work out. Like you have no idea how this process is going to work. Like you probably read online that some bodybuilder made a lot of money and thought that you're going to be the next one to do that, and you're not."
They get so offended though. They get so offended, bro. Also, this guy I know from the gym. He's a trainer at the gym, like a regular trainer looking guy, right? He's like, bro, he didn't even say I want to compete. He said, bro, I want to turn pro to help my business, my trainer business.
They
I said,
don't.
turn pro in what? I want to turn pro in bodybuilding. I said, have you competed? He said, no. I'm like, send me pictures. I'm like, imagine me being, hey, Justin, I want to turn pro. I want to go to the NBA just to make some money. That's it. Like, what are you
Yeah, I
talking
know,
about?
right?
That's all I want, just to go to the NBA and just make some money. It's like, what's like who you just choose to do it? It's just a decision you make, and you just right. You just choose. Hey guys, give me the pro card, and I'm gonna make money. It's like that. That's so outlandish. Do some research, man. And then I'm breaking it down to him. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just tell you the numbers. I'm like, how you look right now, you need about this much muscle, which was I said like 30, 40 pounds of muscle. The way you look right now, this is like off season look, right? And as I'm breaking it down, he starts getting offended. I can tell he's getting offended. I'm like, bro, this is no disrespect. You asked me a question, and I'm just giving you an answer. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying this is what it's going to look like, you know?
They
And
don't understand
honestly,
that the process is a lot fucking harder than what it seems
no.
and longer than it seems.
And I'm like, I know you, most of your clientele are average people at the gym. I don't actually believe a pro card is going to help your business as
It
far
does
as the,
not.
bro,
I feel like if we could rewind like 25 years ago, possibly, maybe back in like year 2000, like I remember I got a friend of mine, he's a retired pro now, but like he actually made a lot of money out in California as a personal trainer. But that's back when like they gave like 5 pro cards a year. So like it held a little bit more value back then, but like nowadays, one, it doesn't hold as much value. As much as I don't like to say that, it is true. Like people get offended by it. I mean, shit, I'm a pro too, and I ain't got any fucking value as a pro. Like I'm an
yeah.
Olympian, and that don't hold any value either anymore. So like it is what it is, whether people want to accept that or not. That's not me being mean. That's just me being realistic.
It's so silly. The most, the more, the most. I literally know probably the top three most successful personal trainers in all of Cali, and they all at one point lived right by me. The first one I would say Sean T.
Oh,
He
who?
probably made 8 figures. The one that did what's that workout Insanity?
Oh, that's Chris, right?
Oh no, Sean. You know Sean T. You know what I'm talking about. The guy that danced, that be dancing on Instagram and stuff. You know
Probably know it
Insanity?
from.
Well, is it Insanity or was it? He did hip hop abs and not PX90. No, it was Insanity. I'm sorry,
Okay,
Insanity and
yeah,
hip.
no, yeah, no, 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 I know what you're talking about. I didn't know he was out there, but yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
So he
When you said that, I knew what you're talking
he probably made 8 figures personal trainer. Right, boom. He competes now, and he's probably making less money than he used to. But he's not a pro. He does like local shows. He probably never won a show. Okay, we're talking about 8 figures. It don't get bigger than that, right? Then you
about.
have Janiki. He's not an actual trainer now, but he was making. I don't count his wallets, but I'm sure he was making 7 figures back back when I first met him. Like I could tell from where he was living and the way that he was probably making well into seven
Yeah, good
figures
money, yeah.
back then. And he didn't turn pro until now. He's probably losing money when he's prepping. Let's be honest. He's not gaining money. So we talking about if we're talking about business here, what the fuck are we talking about? Bradley Martin. When I first met him 8 years ago, he was still training people. Obviously, we know how much Bradley Martin makes a shit ton of money, and he was competing back then. Now he's not competing. Bradley's probably I don't know what the caliber of his millionaire status, but it's pretty fucking high up there. So this idea that the competing is what's growing your business is ridiculous. When Bradley was competing, he wasn't making any serious. So it's like
No, and he wasn't really that good of a competitor, was he?
no, no. So okay, now if you get some eyes on you because you won the overall at the USA's, that's doing something. But there's way better ways to get eyes on you. Make fucking videos because you got to do it
Yeah,
anyway. When Joe won USA's, he didn't all of a sudden burst on his following. No, when I told him, "Yo, do social media, let's do a podcast," that's when it started going. Then they're like, "Oh, that's the guy that won Mr. USA," and then now they're watching, but they have to see you and hear you.
yeah,
But honestly, the way Joe looks, even right now, even if Joe wasn't pro, just looking like that and being on podcasts and making videos, he's gonna grow his business.
yeah,
So it's not actually the card. So I think
yeah.
that's what people.
The stage really means absolutely fucking nothing as a personal trainer or a coach. It means nothing.
Today, at least, you
Getting
know.
your face out there and then putting results on the table is what you have to do. Like when I say results on the table, I'm talking about results for your clients on the table, not your personal results.
Exactly, you know. So now things are different because Joe moved up another level. But before this year, let's say from when he turned pro to like, you know, to before he competed this year, look at how much his business has grown just by doing social media. He was already pro. He was already pro
Yeah,
what 2 years ago, but it didn't change until he applied himself to social media. That's it. So if that's what you want to do, grow your business, just apply yourself to social media. You know, so this pro card thing is like you should only be trying to turn pro because you want to turn pro. That's it. That's the
yeah,
only you know. So
yeah. It's just a personal accomplishment.
yeah, you know. So and even then, it's still not a choice. You have to have the genetics. You have to have the work ethic. You have to have so much that boils into it. You know. But all right. Anyway, let's go back to the Japan Pro. I wanted to see if there's good pictures from the show.
I
Wait,
didn't
how
see a
long?
lot of footage from it online.
I haven't either.
I saw some individuals.
This is something. Oh, holy shit. He looks pretty fucking good. Full. Holy fuck. You know what? I mean, he's always been in pretty decent shape. He just looks a lot rounder than I remember him
I think
looking.
the lighting at that show wasn't the greatest as well.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know what you
Look
mean
at that
because,
really, really bright background. I think that's a terrible look.
well, imagine this with good lighting because he looks pretty fucking crazy.
I
That's
don't know
impressive.
why we're living in 2025 and the promoters can't get this right. And it's not all of them because some of them do. But, it's like Fuad, I feel like Fuad set the example when people said we just want a black backdrop.
They kept
And
telling us they couldn't. They kept telling us they couldn't do it, but they literally did it at the Olympia. They had their sponsors up. They just had it black with the sponsors.
yeah, they got to find a new way to do that. I mean, I understand the sponsors is what's paying, but like if the stage pictures looks like shit, like it's not, is the I guess it is worth it to them because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't change the placings. It sucks for us because we look like we're not. It gives the '90s guys another reason to say our generation was better.
Oh man, we can't even. It's crazy to even get into that conversation. But it literally takes more effort to fuck up the background. You're paying for extra LEDs and all of this shit. You're
Yeah.
it's you're spending more money to make it look shittier.
Yep.
It's it's a crazy concept. I mean, they've always had sponsors back there. Even when it was black, there was sponsors back there. Yeah, it was hung up with cardboard or whatever they had, but you could do the same thing with an LED. You know, we've seen it done. So at this point, you can't say it can't be done. All right. Oh, that's it. Oh, that's not it.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say there's a video of like Sean's individual on there, or there used to was. All
Oh,
right,
there's
let
picture.
me look at this a little carefully.
Oh, can you see?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Well, this is not a fair angle to Florian, but Mark Hector has the physique. His injury just doesn't allow him to display it because his front double used to be crazy, and now he just can't open up, and it's really
It's
sad.
that it's that right side, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because I think he would be beating a lot of these guys, you know. But Sean is just the Sean is the clear winner in this post right here. Honestly,
Yeah, I figured Sean would be a little bit exposed, like next to bigger guys, and honestly, I think if Johan had came in like 100, like truly 100%, I think he would have won the show. But
yes,
this is where like guys like Sean, because he's consistent, he's never off. The only time he was off was that one show with Matt, and I mean that was really one show.
yeah, he was pretty far off. Now I got to be honest. Even if Mark was able to hit it how he used to, Sean probably would have still beat him just because he's he looks so peeled leading up into the show, but I actually don't see the amount of detail I see on Sean right now.
Yeah, and there could be multiple things going on with that. I mean, his legs is not as big as I would like to see them, but you also got to think when you're talking about the detail, how is this affecting his training too?
I mean,
I've
I would
never
assume a
spoken
lot.
to the guy before, but like I can only assume if you're posing, like if we can see it under poses, it has to be affecting his training as well.
I saw in the video, he said it's so bad he can't actually pose in the off season. He literally can't pose like at all. I'm like,
That fucking
damn.
sucks, man. It's like it
Yes.
sucks when you see talent just I hate to say I don't want to say this in a negative way, but when you see talent fail
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
because of out of control circumstances, stuff that like I mean we could argue, yeah, it was within his control. You know, he probably did it training, probably did it like this. We could argue that all day long, but at the end of the day, it's not like he self sabotaged himself. Like he didn't intend for this shit to happen. It's like
No.
I was relatively perfect on all my form, and I still had to have shoulder surgery. Just it was fucking destiny for me.
The silver lining is that his career is technically supposed to be over. He's actually not supposed to be competing at all. And he's still placing top five in a decent lineup, I would say. I mean, the guys who beat him were pretty good. So, like, technically, you could argue at least he still gets to do what he loves, but it sucks that he's he knows he could have been so much better. Is the part that sucks. But I mean, shit. At least he's
I can
still
relate a
doing.
little bit with that.
you know, here's the thing, because the transition is the hard part. To actually step away is the hard part. But he had a good coaching business. Like once he steps away, he'll be fine. But it sucks because we still want to see him do it because we love the physique. But life has life has its own story for you, whether you
Yep.
like it or not. You know. Yeah, we say. I think at your age to this day, you still have the physique if you wanted to, but it's just life is what it is. You know. So all right, let's see.
Like we were saying earlier about, I said 5 o'clock. He's in here
Uh,
pestering me right now.
he wants
That's why he's sitting
see.
up in my lap. He's hoping that I'm going to give in and feed him right now.
So okay, so this is Stu. I saw some of the pictures on Fuad's podcast. What I'll say is this: I thought this was the best look of the year. I think he's in really good shape and he's big, but I got to be honest. I feel like he doesn't have the same pop to his muscle bellies that he did like a few years back. Let me see if this.
Well, this is my opinion with him on this,
Mm,
and I think he's I think he's very hungry to win a show, but that's it's also being conflicting. Like for example, his passion is also what's holding him back because I think Stu needs a solid off season away from the stage, and I think he would look fresher again.
yes, I think he looks very unfresh.
Because
You
keep in
know,
mind, he did the shows that Joe did, which was back in July. So, which means either he really didn't have time. I mean, that's not an off season, you know, to be in shape again at the end of November. So, like, I hate to say this, and if he's watching this, I hope he listens to me. Um, I would like to see him come back about this time next year. I don't want to see him in a spring or a summer show because I feel like if we see him in a spring or summer show, we're just going to see either a repeat or potentially slightly less than that. Like I
yeah,
learned my lesson when it comes to doing like too many shows in one year, and I had to learn it the hard way. So, and that's something that he may have to go through. Like that look that he's got pinned at the top, the New York Pro, like with
yeah.
the hair.
It has the
Like
pop. Look at the roundness and pop.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. He
yeah,
needs like
yeah.
he needs to take a little time off, reset a bit, and try to get back to that look. And I don't think it's like he's got age on his side.
He's young.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
to my knowledge, he has no health issues. So
Hmm.
I would just take a little bit of downtime. But I think he's like so he sees people. This is me thinking. I'm not saying this is what Stu said because it's not what he said. This is me thinking out loud for him. He probably sees people like
Young people his
He
age.
beat Joe last year, and all of a sudden Joe leapfrogged him. He's seeing these guys that he's beaten before, and that he's better than them, and all of a sudden they're placing higher than him. Probably
Yeah.
feels like he has to step up, like he has to nail it, but like hey, he's still got the time. But if he keeps competing like every 6 months, 4 months, it's not working to his favor. So I'm not telling him he needs to change coaches or anything like that because I think he's doing fine there. I think he just needs to rethink the game plan.
I would have to agree with that. So like, yeah, everything was rounder and fuller in that picture, and it made his waist look smaller. So now that the muscles aren't popping, his waist looks wider. So it
Yeah.
really throws off his look, actually. But yeah, I honestly agree with you. I think he just needs some time to, and I think he has to keep in mind that he's still really young. I know, I know he's been pro for a little bit a
About
while.
3 years.
Yeah, but his age is still so young that it doesn't have to be a rush. Like he has
He's
plenty
probably
of
about
time.
30, 28 to 30 is my guess.
Oh yeah, he's not even 30 yet. I think he just turned 28 actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So he's young, man. He's young. So he turned pro at 25. So it's been yeah, like since 28. So it's like yeah, this pose on him used to be like one of the best in the entire league, and then it doesn't have the same pop to the quads and the same detail in the abs anymore. So I don't think it's gonna be that hard to fix it because it was there a couple years ago, you know. So I just
I
literally
think he
think, like you said,
can't.
rest. Me
He's
too.
got to take time away.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So
And you know,
just
somebody else I think that needs to, and I don't think he will, but I'm actually
James.
glad. No, Nick.
Oh, okay, yeah,
James,
but
James
so,
too. Yeah, James too. Like
mhm.
James needs to take a little bit of downtime if he wants. If he still like James, I think just enjoys being on stage at this point, and that's fine too. But like if he wants to be back at the Olympia or winning shows, I think he needs the downtime. But like with Nick, Nick may be thinking money on this because Arnold's putting $750,000 on the line at the Olympia, or sorry, at the Arnold. Like, don't get me wrong, like that would be very tempting if I was in shape and ready to go. That'd be very tempting to do. But like for someone like Nick, I look at it like this, and I actually spoke to him the other day, but like I didn't
Oh
offer my
shit,
opinion.
though.
I
Uh-huh.
didn't like offer my opinion or anything because I mean that's just my opinion for what it is.
Mhm.
He's already won the New York Pro 3 times. He's won
Mhm.
the Arnold. The only show that he really needs to accomplish is the Olympian. So if I was him, I would probably shut it down and try to come win Tampa next year or Texas, something that's like closer to the Olympia. That way you have the proper time off the stage. And then you're only going to have like maybe a month and a half between your qualifier and the Olympia.
Yeah,
Because
but
it sucks. Like traditionally, the Arnold was in March and the Olympia is in September. I don't know when they're doing the Olympia this year, but COVID screwed it up and that pushed it back. And then they're slowly getting it back to where it needs to be. But all I'm saying is like when you have shows that are 6 months apart, you have the two most elite shows at 6 months apart. It makes it hard to be able to do both shows and be at your best and still make improvements during that time. I mean, there'll be somebody argue with me in the comments. Yes, I'm fully aware that Ronnie did it. I'm fully aware that Kevin did it. But those are kind of outliers because no one else really was able to do it. People say Jay did it. Jay did do it, but Jay really didn't make a lot of improvements either. He just was like
he was
showing up
biggest.
because he was already there.
Well, kind of like Nick. I mean, once you have that much size, you don't really like you don't really need to add more size. So he
Yeah,
kind of Jay actually well he got lighter because I remember he was talking about I think winning his first Arnold at like 270, and then he was down to 260, and then he won the 2009 Olympia at like 250, 255. So he actually
255 is what Hani told me.
he actually got lighter, if anything, which honestly I think is what Nick should do because Nick was about 270 at the Olympia, which is
Yeah.
very fucking big. You know,
Well, if
Nick,
Nick
Nick.
showed up, I think he can still get more peeled.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
really
oh
think he
yeah, I think
can.
so.
It's
I
just a
think so.
matter of being able to get peeled and show up full. So, like, I'd have my ideas, but like, I'm sure he's got somebody in his corner telling him what to do. But like, I would have my ideas of how I would approach that. That way, he can still have that same like really bursting full pop. Because if he loses that, he's cooked. He
Yeah,
can't. He
yeah,
can't lose the size and the fullness.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like, I think he can still get a little bit more dug out as far as conditioning goes.
yeah.
And I
I
think it would
mean,
carry him more because he's got his what most people at that level, their strongest asset is their structure. That's actually Nick's weakest asset.
mhm.
So he has to bring everything else in order to overcome that.
Yeah, he can't. Nick can't be off. Nick isn't somebody that could just come in 90%, coast. But the only thing, okay, I think he does need some time off just because okay, I think Kyle did a good job with the Pittsburgh peak, like how he peaked him, but the entire year, the way he conducted it, I thought was the wrong way. Bulking Nick up to 300 pounds to me is insane. Like, why would Nick ever need to bulk up to 300 pounds? Why would Nick need to bulk at all? If I'm being honest, I don't think that was a good idea, personally. You know,
I would have probably wanted to keep him. I didn't. Did they do that between Pittsburgh and the Olympia?
they did that. No, like once he got with him, he pushed his weight up. But even from Pittsburgh to Olympia, he was really heavy. He stayed really heavy really long. But before Pittsburgh, he pushed his weight up so high and kept him big until the last minute. That might work for Derek Lunsford. It worked for him, but Nick isn't Derek Lunsford. There's two different physiques, two different game plans. And Nick, I think, will just want to be a good client and live. But I know Nick doesn't want to do that. I know Nick likes to stay lighter and leaner. So, but he
Well, he
tried
looks
it.
good. He looks pretty lean right now, based on what I saw he posted the other day.
I think he's doing the right thing. So, but yeah, but my point is that I think the only reason I think he needs a break is because he did do a few shows, and that bulk is gonna take a toll. If you're 5'7", 300 pounds, that takes a fucking toll. So I think the rest is more for recovery. But I also say Nick is really big on recovery. So he doesn't fuck around with sleep, nutrition, and he doesn't push gear, man. He just doesn't. So the time off from gear, I mean, his doses are pretty. I know people have a hard time believing that,
That's
but
what I was
but
gonna say. Like, I know there's so many. There's people's gonna watch it and be like, "Oh, you're fucking out of your mind." Like, size
he
does not correlate with how much you take.
no.
People can't understand that.
And then, bro, when you have 270 pounds of muscle at 5'7", you take too much gear, you're actually gonna look like shit because the fluid retention that you have so much muscle, right? Your ankles are gonna be swollen, like it's gonna be pretty fucked up if you actually tried it. So a lot of people don't know that. Although I've been over 300 pounds and I'm not 5'7", but the bigger you get, you have to be careful with your doses because you can't handle all that water retention and fucking glycogen. You can't move. You fucking back pump. You actually have to kind of backtrack off the gear. So,
I know all about that, Nick. Is the size, man. Like, the lower back pumps, I would say, was the hardest part about holding that kind of weight.
yeah.
But I got them anytime. This is what I try to advise my clients, and I have a few. I have a few like I've got two specifically.
Mm.
They're young, and I would probably get criticized when it comes to gear on this. Like I said, they're under 20 and they want to get on, and this specifically one. So he put on like he just started his first cycle ever, and I can already tell he's a hyper responder.
Mm.
And I told him like the first week, I was like, we don't need to bump your food up yet because like you're gonna start getting lower back pumps. He goes, what do you mean lower back pumps? I'm like, just give it time, little guy. You're gonna figure that out real fast. But like I got him like at my first cycle, like I remember getting like 190 pounds. I was like, fuck man, like I'm sitting here trying to like make toast in the morning and I'm getting a pump hanging out at the toaster, waiting for it to finish.
Yeah, yeah. That well, that
It's
I
like
think
when
that's
that weight comes on so fast, your body can't like get acclimated to that. But I mean, towards the end of my career, I competed at 265 and I was walking around perfectly fine. So when you're
mhm.
putting on weight and muscle and weight, but specifically weight rapidly, you get that lower water as well.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
that crazy lower back pump that just it's so horrendous. Like I'm guilty of this. So like I'm not pointing fingers at other people, but I've seen so many big bodybuilders walking
Yeah.
around the stores and stuff. Like when I'm hanging out with other pros, and they grab a grocery cart. First thing they do is they lean and they hover on the cart because it's taking that pressure off their back.
All the time. Okay, like here's the thing. When we talk about gear, right? We're bodybuilders. We're extreme. We're not fucking saints. Like we're not gonna try to downplay it to make it sound. Listen, if we needed or we if we could if we needed to take a lot of shit to look good and stay healthy, we would take as much as it need. We're not gonna purposely take less than we need. We're gonna take as much as we fucking need because we're
Yeah.
bodybuilders. We just learned what we needed is what we needed, right? So let's say that have tried 10, 15 IUs of jig. I've tried 1,500 2 grams of test. But guess what? The reason I didn't continue to do it, it's not even a health thing. I actually, my blood work is usually fine. It didn't make me look better. It made me look worse. It's just what it is. If it made me look better, if I was bigger, harder, leaner, and my blood work was fine, I would still be doing it. And I would tell you, hey, listen, I do 2 grams of test. I'm, I'm not scared of you motherfuckers. Like, but I'm scared to say it. Like, arrest me. What the fuck? So like, people think like pros are scared to like. Nobody's fucking scared. There was a time where you had to kind of be uh, cautious. But first of all, you're retired. You make your own money. You don't give a fuck what nobody cares, right? So it's like we're gonna speak freely. It's just that what it's just not what people think, you know. And if it was, then it is what it is. We're not here to stop. Everybody's grown. I could care less. If you want to do 3 grams, go do it. Like we think we give a fuck
That's
what you
that's
do?
my thought. It's like,
Try it.
I didn't go like from low to high. I started here and then here and then here and then here. And I got to the point like, and I'm making phenomenal progress from one year to the next. So it's like if I'm on a gram a test and I'm still growing, and I'm not only am I growing, I'm growing at a rate that's better than, I mean, what kind of guy can, say he's been bodybuilding for 12 years plus and still put on 10 pounds of muscle in a year? It's not normal.
No,
So
it's not
like
normal.
I'm doing it on that. Now, granted, in my head, I fuck with my own head so much. I'm like, man, I'm not seeing progress. Like I'm just like the scales there and like, my body fat's low, but I couldn't see it. But I had to remind myself, like, the scale's up, your strength is up, your pictures is up. Just because you look into the mirror and see a skinny kid, that's body dysmorphia kicking in. You have to just accept that.
Yeah,
So for me, because I tell myself, you know what, fuck it, I need to do more because like I'm not big enough yet. And like I'd tell myself that, or I always tell myself I'm not big enough. I said that since the beginning, and I think I'm skinny now.
yeah,
But
yeah.
regardless, when I went to 1500 on test, it made me feel worse. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I don't really want to do this. But I knew for a fact, and I'll publicly say it, I would have done whatever I needed to do to get to where I was at. If I
Yeah.
needed 20 IU, I probably would have done it. If I needed 3 grams of test, I probably would have done it. I don't think I was I mean, I'm a hyper responder, but like, I didn't do it on 500 milligrams of test and 200 milligrams of primo. No,
Yeah.
I didn't use some like, entry level cycle. I would say I was more like a moderate like and when you think about like when you order a steak, I was like medium well
Well,
per
okay.
se.
When I was in my early 20s, I would have considered your cycles kind of on the lesser side, like more moderate, the right word, like more moderate,
Yeah,
lighter cycle. Now I consider it pretty much exactly what you should be doing. Like now I see it like you said, medium is exactly what I would expect and what would work. I just used to
mine would
think you needed.
range.
Mm-hmm,
Like my off season would range between 1.6 to 2 grams total,
mm-hmm,
but that was depending on if I had an oral. Like there's always a gram of test. Then I would either have 600 EQ or 600 DECA, and that would go on for anywhere between 10 to 16 weeks, depending on what shows is coming up, when I need to come off, when I need to take a break.
yeah,
And then depending on my appetite, like if it was right after a show or something, my appetite's good, we'll toss in 30 to 40. I think I done 50 milligrams of D-bol one time because they came in 50s. And I was like,
yeah,
fuck, I'm not breaking this shit into quarters. I'm just going to take a half in the morning and half in the afternoon. So, I mean, 50 milligrams a day, that's 350 milligrams a week. So that puts me at 1950 total milligrams for
Mhm.
off season. And then my GH was always, depending on what I had, like, there's the Genos, like, I just had to take what was available. So if I had generics, it was 10. If I had the 16 IU Genos, it was 8 because I wanted to take 8 today and 8 tomorrow, and then that pin's done. If I
yeah,
had steros, it was 9 because they're 18 IU bottles. It was 9 today, 9 tomorrow, and that bottle's done.
yeah,
So that was kind of like how I did things, and it worked for me. So I didn't really feel the need to go up. But like I said, if I got to the point where it was like, I'm not big enough, and I still want to do this, and I still want to get bigger, well, this is what I have to do. But I was
yeah.
one of the biggest guys. I really didn't need that much more size.
I got this weird thing that I do that every single cycle I treat it like my first cycle almost. So every cycle I do, I work my way up into it. You would
Yeah.
think
Oh,
like,
like titrate up.
yeah, you would think, hey, why don't you just go on a cycle? But like for whatever reason, my body changes to like sensitivity to like gear. So like sometimes I can't handle a certain amount. Sometimes I need more, right? So the issue is if I start with like my go to range, which is let's say throughout the last 5 6 years, from a gram to a gram and a half in that area, right? But if I just start at a gram of test, let's say if I start at a gram of test, 600 EQ, sometimes I lose my appetite, I get wired up, and I can't sleep, and I'm like anxious, and what other side effects do I get sometimes? I don't get back pumps anymore. Those are usually it. Maybe too much fullness, too much tightness, and just a lack of sleep and water retention, like ankles getting swollen, so things like that. Sometimes I do a gram, and that happens, right? Sometimes I do a gram, and I'm completely fine, and it's like this is okay. Then I can go up to 1200. So me going it slowly, I can catch those things, and I don't feel those effects. So if I go, I'm doing like a health phase. I'm on 250 tests. That's it. Or let's say 250 tests and then 2 hours GH. Now I go to 500 tests, 4 hours GH, and I see a significant difference. I'm fuller, I'm rounder, I'm stronger. Great. Let me stay there. Maybe I'm there for 3 weeks. I stop feeling the fullness. Now I go 750. Now I add in 600 EQ. It's like I got back on cycle a second time in fucking 3 weeks. I just keep feeling like this pop and pop and pop. Whereas if I just go 1,600, I get a pop, and sometimes it's too much of a pop, and then I spill over. I'm just kind of watery. So my body is like
I never,
weird, huh?
I never actually titrated up like that. I
Most
did
people
just
don't.
go. I just went like full on or full off, one or the other. But I did get the side effects, like we were saying. Like that first
Mm,
2 weeks, I would blow up, slow up. Like now, I'm like snoring,
I don't
water
like that.
retention.
I don't like that
It
shit.
would take about 4 to 5 weeks in, and then at that point, it would chill out. Then I wouldn't have any more issues.
But you came up in a time where it's like don't be a pussy. Like, right? It'd be like, who cares? You feel some side effects, get it done, right? That was your mindset, I'm sure.
That was my mindset. Was like, I don't care. Like, like as long as as long as I'm not dying or there's like short or I don't even know if I would have cared about short term damage, but like long term damage, I was like, no, I don't want any long term damage from any of this. But
Yeah.
like, as long as like my health markers looked fine, my blood pressure was fine, and there was a couple. The only thing that ever really got my blood pressure, and I had this conversation with someone the other day. I think 90% of the Anadrol on the market is either not Anadrol or it's highly, highly underdosed because I remember, let's just say this, a mutual friend of ours got me some like it was Anadrol, and it was from an anemic patient, to my understanding.
Mm, that'd be
And it
good.
was literally from a pharmacy, had his name on it. It had the name of the pharmacy in LA.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay. And I looked it up online. The NDC number checked out because at first I was like, I don't know if this shit's real. It's like I kind of questioned it, and I was like, no, it's real. And I took it, and 50 milligrams. By day two, I noticed my appetite was down. By day three, day four, I couldn't hardly eat. My blood pressure was high. My weight was going up. Granted, my strength was going up. But that was the only drug that I could say that just completely wrecked me was real script Anadrol.
See, in like in like my mid 20s, this is the negative part about the old school mindset because I got my start with John Reagan, so it would be like, okay, take an Anadrol. Oh man, I lost my appetite. Who cares? What do you mean? I can't eat. Yes, you can. Put the food in your mouth and chew. And it's like, I mean, I think I'm gonna throw up. Too fucking bad. Eat it anyways. And it's like I would say for an hour and go like this, take an Anadrol. Whereas now, I just wouldn't fucking take the Anadrol.
That would
So
be me, yeah. But what blows my mind is like when you hear about guys like Nasser or Nasser, whatever, however you pronounce it,
taking 300 or
two to
whatever.
300 a day. And back then, there was no Chinese market for steroids. It was all pharmaceutical stuff. So it's like he wasn't taking generics, he was taking farm grade. I'm like, when I hear that, like when I was in my 20s, I don't think I knew the difference until I got a hold of like actual farm grade Anadrol
Yeah.
because I had taken 100 milligrams of Anadrol, like of like the generic stuff, and I was like, okay, I feel some effects from this. Like I'm blowing up. I'm getting this is the normal. I thought that was the normal Anadrol side effects until I took 50 milligrams of actual real Anadrol, and dude,
Yeah.
it was a fucking game changer. How he managed, I don't know if it's something maybe he grew a tolerance to, like maybe he just so maybe his first cycle was like 500 tests, 50 Anadrol. And he just kept going up and up and up
I
because
think
like Kovacs told some stories on him before Kovacs passed away. And dude, Nasser's test was fucking high too. Like it was upwards of. I feel bad if I'm misquoting this. I
five.
want to say it was 10.
So okay, so I think some people want to protect maybe his image. I don't think you can protect an image of somebody who already talked about it. He's spoken about it. There was a podcast he did with the guy John Romano, and he talked about it openly. At the time, he talked about doing 5 grams of test and 300
Who,
Anadrol,
Nasser?
all this shit out of his own mouth. So there's no anything you can out of his own mouth. But then people have come and say, "Oh, now Nasser would joke like that or that." I don't believe Nasser was joking at all.
I
I
don't
think
think he had
Nasser
a
was
joking personality. I don't think he knew how to joke.
joke for what? I think maybe some people didn't believe him. Maybe they didn't think it was possible. If there's a will, there's a way. I know this because Konevsky did that. And what I would think is, how the
You're
fuck do
not
you even
getting
fit it?
fed.
In my head is like I have a hard time fitting my prep cycles into my body, and it looks nothing like that. So my thought would be like, how do you even get that in your system? But if there's a will, there's a way. Konevsky also did the 300 down the draw, and I think
Listen,
if you take enough shit for long enough, I think you get numb to it. I think it becomes normal. So that lack of appetite becomes your normal appetite. So that's the
I
only way I
couldn't
can
I
think
couldn't
about it.
do that. Like I would be thinking out loud. I would have to be on like three different blood pressure meds to be able to handle that too.
Yeah, well, yeah, Konevsky was on blood. His blood work was actually perfect. I mean, it's as crazy as it sounds, but he was very young and he wasn't scared to counter it with a different medication. You
Yeah.
know, he didn't know what he was doing. As crazy as it sounds, but he didn't know what he was doing. So, yeah. And a lot of people when he talks about time, people say no, it must be fake, and I'm like, yeah, I'm taking the same shit. I know it's not fake. I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't tell you why he's able to do it, but he's able to do it. I don't think he's absorbing most of it. If I'm being honest, I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't think he can.
I don't know how it works at a certain point. Like, I mean, your body still, whether you absorb it or not, your body still has to like pass it.
Yeah.
So it can't be good for you at that point.
He was having trouble getting in shape that prep. I was doing his posing. I think Jason Coley was like, I think he was doing mostly his own prep, but he would ask us questions. And he was like, bro, I can't lose any weight. I'm doing all this cardio. And I was like, yeah, drop a couple grams of test. You'll lose weight. Dropped a couple grams of test. He lost like 15 pounds. And he didn't even look watery. It looked like he had body fat, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on at that point. It looked like he lost 15 pounds of body fat. You
It
know,
could have
maybe
just been so much stress like he's putting on his body, and that may be why too. I mean,
somebody
I'm not
said
saying
that.
that it is, but that's my rationale based on what you told me.
I think it was Leo on longevity said that when you shoot the grapeseed oil, it has fat. And he said you might not absorb it gram for gram, like if you drank it, but he said it is fat that you're putting in your body. If his bottles of grapeseed oil has weight.
Well, yeah, but hear me out on this for a second. When you say bottles, keep in mind a 10 cc bottle would only be like 10 grams of fat, right? Like it wouldn't be
I don't
significant.
know. Yeah, because a tablespoon is like 15 grams. How
15
much
grams, yeah.
how much tablespoons in the vial? Maybe like
15 milliliters is a
oh, okay, okay.
tablespoon.
Yeah, so it wouldn't. Yeah, I think the weight. I don't. I think the stress. Where's that oil going, and where is it being released from? Sweat, piss, shit. I don't know, but
So,
yeah, I don't think it's the fat content. I think it's the weight and the stress on your body more than anything. You know. So,
okay.
huh? What he's doing?
I picked him up, so his ass is right here. I don't know if you can see it, but he's
No, I
got his
can't.
front paws on my counter, and he's
Uh-huh.
trying to get to the almonds I have out.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm holding him by his back legs that way he can't just climb up on the counter at free range and do what he wants.
Hey, we don't want that.
But this is his like I said, this is the time he wants to be fed. And come on, Tyson, we're gonna get down. Come on, buddy. Down, 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 down.
Yeah, but I'll say this:
Julie over.
anytime, and anytime I've seen somebody that takes more gear than explainable, they never. I mean, Kadefsky was big, but like, I mean, he's big now, and he doesn't barely takes anything. So it's like, I mean, he's just a big guy. So I don't think I heard Dallas say a lot of shit, but Dallas was a big guy in high school. Like, it's crazy. Like, I think either you got it or you don't. I think if you Compton took 5 grams of test, you would have looked phenomenal. But you look phenomenal taking a fraction of it.
Without it, yeah. So like I don't know what would have happened. Like some people ask me that question. I still get that to this day. There is one side of me that just wanted to, I wish I, like, if I could rewind, I could be back at like 290, 295 pounds and just say, you know what? I'm going to extend my off season by another 6 months. I don't care if my sponsors like it or not. And I'm actually going to try it. I want to bump it to 2 grams a test. I'm going to bump the EQ to a gram. I just to see what happens. Like, I'm not going to fucking die from it. I know that. Like,
I don't think.
I was like, you know what? I wonder if it would, but I don't know. I guess I was too focused on like I need to get to this show because I didn't want to experiment. Like there's a lot of things I wish I would have like tried, but like
Yeah,
when you're at that level, experimentation is like not really on your mind because you have a tried, true, proven method. You don't want to
Yeah,
break that because you don't have the I didn't have the momentum to like completely fuck myself.
yeah.
Like I wanted to do a prep one time. I never did do this, but I wanted to. And this is why I don't do it with my clients because I've had some of them ask me about it, and I'm like, look, I'm not going to have you do something that I haven't done myself. But I considered doing a prep at like when I'm 8 weeks out, dropping test and just running like high primo, like high mast, uh, moderate trend, like high winstrol, no GH either. Just run like those five compounds
For how long?
and just run them at a decent amount as well. And then when I'm like 2 weeks out, drop all the injectables and switch it over to like Halo, Anavar, Proviron, and Winstrol,
That's
and no
me.
injections at all.
That's literally what I've done. I did that in 23, and I did that this year. But test, I was doing a long acting test. I was doing test D. I didn't drop it 8 weeks. I didn't drop it 8 weeks out, but I dropped it maybe 4 weeks out, which is, you know.
You probably it probably was clear in your system after about by 2 weeks out.
Yeah, yeah. So it depends on you. For me, I don't have the hardest, grainiest look. So I have to be willing to trade some of that fullness for a harder look. Just not to
Yeah,
the point that because in 23, I think it was so much the opposite way. I was too flat. So but for you, with your metabolism, I don't know how dry you were naturally. You was just in shape. I couldn't tell you was just in shape. So with your metabolism, I could
I
see
don't
you
hold a
getting
lot of water.
okay. So yeah, with your metabolism, I see you running the risk of getting too flat. But if you kept your food high enough, you would just be grainy as shit. You would just be round
Yeah,
and
I
grainy.
always wondered what that look would have looked like had I have tried that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Martin has done that. I do speak to Martin from time to time, and he's done that a few shows where,
he talked
uh,
about it for Prague.
well,
He
he did it for
publicly
Prague
talked
too.
about it.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. I don't know. He doesn't go 8 weeks, but for Prague because he did a show before. Because he usually does like 2, maybe 3 weeks. But if he did the Olympia, then Prague was not like a while later. He probably was off for some time, you know.
He's
So
good.
because he
He
would do
kept
like
it
2 weeks.
minimal. He kept it. I can't remember exactly what he said. It was like Winstrol, Halo, Masteron, maybe Trent. I don't know if he said Trent or not. But like there was no
I don't
test in
remember if he
GH
said.
game. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of
Because
just wish I would have tried that at least one time. I wish I would have tried it. And like when I say the numbers, like I wish I would have done like my final 2 weeks would have been like 100 milligrams of Anavar, 150 milligrams of Winstrol,
mhm.
um, maybe 40 milligrams of Halo. I think 40 is on the high side, but like,
I think
and
so.
then like 150 milligrams of Proviron,
Yeah, I did it. Uh, to be
and
honest,
just see what would have happened with that.
I think out of every bodybuilder who's ever stepped on stage, Martin is probably the closest to your genetics as far as metabolism, roundness, condition, like the package that he brings, probably the closest thing I've seen to you.
We
So,
had a lot of similarities, but the one thing I will say that I think Martin, like I have a larger structure than Martin. So
mhm.
like I think I was probably a little bit bigger than him, but I also think he gets a little grainier than me. Like he got a little bit tighter, little bit overall. If you were to put us both in a hydrostatic test, me at my best and him at his best, he would have been leaner than me, and I think he had a little bit more of a thinner skin than I had.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. I think that's potentially the condition you would be in if you did drop the test in GH.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have been 265. I probably would have been closer to like 255, 252 on stage. But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just kind of wonder what that look would have been like.
Because you guys are so round that you don't get flat. Like I'm pretty round, but only if I'm full. You guys even flat, you're just there's no flat. Only you
Yeah,
guys know
I
you flat.
didn't. I knew I was flat, but visually you couldn't see I was flat.
exactly. Martin, when he's flat, he looks softer. He doesn't look smaller. He just doesn't look as hard actually. So
Yeah.
it's a weird thing, but yeah. I forgot where the conversation was even going, but yeah. But I was talking about the I was talking about the doses. You said something earlier, right? You was like you didn't need to go. You felt like you didn't need to go higher. The thing is that the people who actually do need to go higher usually don't have the genetics that you do. So what happens when they go higher? Maybe they look a little bit better, but they're never going to look like the look they're chasing, which is your look. It just won't happen. So take more, a little. The truth is that a lot or a little. You're kind of set or fucked either way. What's gonna happen is gonna happen, really.
Yeah.
So
Right. I
yeah.
guess I was thinking more like a Marcus Rule look if I would have tried that. Maybe I could have been like a shorter version of him.
Oh, I will say those guys overseas, they push it. They put the is he Russian? The one that beat Quentin. What's the guy? Sergey? Let me try to find him. Hold on.
Yeah, Sergey.
I'm assuming his Instagram. I'm trying to find that for quick. But he's. Do you know what he is? Let me see if he has a flag. I think he's like
I
Russian.
think he's Russian. Yeah.
Okay, so well, Kanevsky is similar. So but yeah, he said this out loud on a video with Larry. Larry thought it was an English barrier. He said he pushed GH to 100 IUs a day, and Larry said no, 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 no. I think you mean like 10 IUs. And the other guy, no, 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 100 IU. He's like, how what? How is that? He's like, yeah, I wanted to try it. And I'm like, if that's what you try, then what do you normally do? Is what I want to know. And
He took,
how the
wait, this guy took 100?
this is this is what he said out loud on the Larry video, and that doesn't seem feasible, both on your wallet and actually taking it. But that's why I was saying the drier people can get away with a little more drugs because the European guys are usually drier. Now he did put on a lot of muscle recently, so I don't think he needed 100 I used to do that, but I didn't think that was possible. I got to be honest.
I mean,
I've
if
never
you're paying like $200 a day for generics, like, and put the money
yeah,
aside, like,
like how, yeah.
could you possibly imagine that's the highest
I mean, it,
I'm kind of like, I guess I'm actually lost for words for once in my life. I had a guy
everybody
one
would.
time tell me he was doing 40. And when he
Oh
told me he was
shit!
doing 40, I said, you mean four? Or I mean, drawing it up to the 40 on the insulin syringe. He goes, no, dude, I'm taking four whole bottles a day. I'm like, holy, like this is when I was a rookie. And I was an amateur at the time. I was like, holy fucking shit. 40 IU. And to this day, I have never heard 40 topped until just now. Like, I kind of wonder
That's
if he was
insane.
clowning people, but like at 100, I'm just thinking, one, your entire structure has to change, right? Your bone structure is going to change.
Kind of
Your
did though.
organs are going to grow.
I'm not
Do
gonna
what?
lie. He looks really different now than he used to look. Let me see how far I can go. I mean, I don't I don't know what kind of growth hormone that was, but he's definitely changing. Let me see. He definitely doesn't look like that anymore. I'll tell you that much. But it just seems too much, man. But even between look at how he looked back here. Between this and now, this was like a few months ago. He's like a lot bigger actually now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you know how annoying it is to take 10 IUs? Imagine like take taking 40 IUs. It's great.
I I just want to hope that he was playing when he said 100. Like, holy fucking shit. Like, then I'm thinking the insulin resistance, where his
Insane.
glucose is going to be at, his blood pressure, the water retention. Again, all the growth in areas that you don't want fucking growth in.
I don't I don't think the European guys care about that kind of stuff. I gotta be honest with you.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, you'd have to care about your heart.
but do you do notice? Well, first of all, do you see the progression? Look how look how he look. This is him in good veto. I know it doesn't look like good Vito, but I'm pretty
No,
sure
it
that was
is
good.
him. Holy shit.
And then he's just like progressing a lot every time he steps on stage. Um, Obviously his drugs are probably high, but 100 IU's that's just that doesn't even make any sense.
No, not none.
Yeah. To how what would make that cross your mind to begin with? Like you would have to hear that from somebody, you know. I've
Or it could be one of those things like, let's just say 5 years ago or 5 shows ago, he's like, well, I'm going to do 10. Well, I did 10. They got used to it. And I'm going to do 20. Now I'm going to do 30. I'm going to do 40. I'm going to do 50, 60, and so forth. Like
Yeah,
that it could have been something like that. But when I hear, if that's legit, and I really hope he's fucking clouding. I know someone I could ask. I know someone I could literally text right now and ask him.
yeah.
Um, and I'm highly tempted to want to find out the truth on that, but
That's the same.
I'm just thinking out loud, like, because I have a young guy who's asked me about GH recently, and I told him like, before you start thinking about GH and insulin, you haven't actually done anabolic yet. Like he's kind of natural right now. Keyword I say kind of natural because he's not like fully natural, but
Yeah.
like he's never taken like tests, never taken an injectable, never taken an oral. He's played with some other
Oh,
things, but I'm like, dude, like you need to, we need to experiment with this first. Like, don't go straight to like GH and insulin. I was like, no, like
no,
you
no.
like just take 400 milligrams of test and you're going to explode.
Yeah,
Like
it doesn't.
that's what's going to happen.
The only
But
time I do that is with girls. I'll put a girl on 1 IU with GH, like
yeah, that's,
like natural, yeah, just because I don't want to put her on antibiotics.
but like I'm just thinking out loud in my head though, is like how much other like on your actual PEDs, if you've taken 100 GH, how high is your PED use? Like your regular drug, like your anabolic.
Yeah,
Like, are you, what are
I,
you running? Are you running like fucking 15 grams a week, 20 grams? Like, how, I don't understand where these guys put this as well. Like, maybe
I
I never
don't.
had a smooth enough year in my life to actually think about it, but like, I like the twice a week injection. That was my thing.
Me
I
too.
never
Yeah,
liked it. I never liked daily. And a lot of guys talk about like, oh, are you on TRT? I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, do you microdose? No, I don't fucking
fuck,
microdose. I take
fuck
once a
that,
week and I'm done.
fuck
Like, I
that.
do not
Yeah,
want more needles. So I'm just thinking out loud though, like at 4 cc's of test a week and 3 cc's of EQ, so that's 7 cc's. So you divide that by two. So I'm shooting about 3.5 cc's twice a week. That alone was causing like pain and some lumps from time to time. And
yeah.
then like in prep, you got to think you're adding in Masteron, you're adding in Trin. Uh, I guess that was it, because I still ran EQ in prep.
But you kind of have to like I know what you're saying. You have to kind of find new places. Like you can't keep going in the show. Then you're like, okay, let me do some lats. Then next week you're like, let me see what I'm
But
gonna.
even I rotated. I rotated very, very frequently. But it's just like that was on the dosages I took. Now, if you took 10 times that much, every single muscle in your body is going to take 3 cc's, 3 to 4 cc's a week, like
Yeah,
on each side. You're going to have to start using your forearms.
yeah. Well,
Like,
at the time, me and Kanevsky were hanging out all the time, and I mean, for there were syringes everywhere. First of all, and he would pin upper chest, traps. Yeah, big traps though. I mean arms, right?
I did
It
that
had.
one time in the
Yeah,
trap. That was
I
a
mean,
one and done deal, man. I never
me too.
like.
I
Because you
did
got to
too.
think every time you turn your head, like your traps
Yes,
is like, I just remember that was painful shit. And I was like, if my shoulder moves, if my head moves, if I lift up, like I felt it every time I breathed. I'm
it's
like,
bad.
this is
It's
a
bad.
horrible, horrible situation.
And my gym bag, I put my gym bag on. I'm like, what the fuck? It's digging into it. It's just bad. Calves too. I've pinned gear in my calves, and that shit it's not worth it. It's further your calves are still gonna if you got fucking short insertions, they're gonna be short, bro. So
Yeah.
it's not even worth it. They don't even judge calves, and the pain is just stupid. You
It's
know, and
pretty
blood.
unbearable because I've done calves before too.
Oh, I hate it. The fucking blood squirting out and shit. Like it's horrible. It's just a terrible thing.
I
Um,
think the worst thing I ever did, this would have been in 2015, I think. So I had rather large forearms, so I felt comfortable
yeah,
doing
yeah,
this. Like I didn't have like the Frank McGrath forearms, and you know what's funny is on a tape measure, mine and his were not that different.
because
Like
you're bigger everywhere
I
else.
had like 19 and a quarter inch forearms at
Damn.
my peak. Like, yeah, they were pretty big. So like this area right here, like that knot, that little ball of muscle, I don't know what muscle that is. Like when you flex your wrist
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So I had a half inch, I think it was a 20 like a 25 inch, 25 gauge half inch. And I put 50. What in the fuck ever possessed me to do this? I don't know. But I put 50 milligrams of Winstrol,
Oh
injectable
my
Winstrol.
goodness.
I was like,
Holy
well, my
sh!
arm is done for like 4 days. I was like, you are one stupid. Like,
I thought you were
you're
gonna
the
say
dumbest
GH.
human ever for doing this.
I think because there's been time I've done GH just because I had a T-shirt on. I didn't want to lift my. I've done like some GH like right here,
I've done that many times with GH.
but like anything else would you know what? Before a show, I think that was 2020. I had Nolotol. I'm pretty sure it's the same as Eciclean. And
No, they're different.
okay, so the one I had was Nolotol. Then I had
Yeah.
Nolotol. So I'm experimenting because I don't know what it does. Not really. So I'm trying to see what it does. Okay, I get a little fullness. I'm trying to figure out what body parts it looks good. Arms look stupid because I have short muscle bellies. So you should have like a lump for a bicep, like it did like a. And I was like, I have really at the time I had really shitty forearms. I don't know why my forearms didn't drop. It was I had big arms, no forearms. So I was like, let me see the forearm, and I put like maybe if on an insulin needle, maybe 30 units on there, which would be like a
Oh,
quarter.
that hurt like hell.
It did, but notice also if you put enough of it, it makes you like drowsy or sleepy. I don't fucking know why it does that. So I put a little bit, and it looked really good. I was like, oh, they're like Rich Piana forearms, bro. So I did it for the show, but the show for that show, I put it up a few places, right? So Forum was one of the places I put it, and I got super drowsy and passed the fuck out, and I almost missed prejudging. That's how bad I passed out.
And it
You
was
know,
probably the inflammation in your body just shutting you down at that point.
man, terrible. And for that show, I was like, I actually did look washed out. I kind of been in better shape, but that just wasn't a good. These things don't work for everybody. You know, some people it works well, some people it doesn't. That in particular, no, I didn't like it. That was the only time I've tried Nolotol, and I didn't like it at all. But I know people, you know, who have used it. I've tried it for people, and it looks phenomenal. So it's one
I
of those
didn't
things.
even I didn't know what it was while up until probably like 2014. Yeah, 2014, 2015 range. I didn't know exactly what it was. I mean, I'd see it like when you go to the certain websites, obviously, it
Mhm.
sells certain products. You go there, you see it now, and I didn't really think anything about it. And then one of my friends that I was coaching, I won't name drop him, but like I did help him turn pro. And he told me that he did it because I couldn't even notice this in his picture, but he said one arm is a half inch bigger than the other. I'm like, well, I can't fucking see it. So if I can't see it, the judges can't see it. But he was adamant about putting it in that weak arm. And I did notice, I think what he did is, I think he said he put like 1 cc in like that bicep and like a half a cc in the other. And all of a sudden the next day they had a little bit of like a facelift. And I was
Mhm.
like, did you train before you took the pictures? And he said, no. And he told me what he did and he explained how it works. And I was like, huh, I'm going to keep that in my back pocket. But see, the thing with me is like, I think it only works on small body parts. You can't do
Quads.
like the area that I needed the most in was probably lower lats and just wider back in general. But like I had strong shoulders, strong arms, I had big calves. Those are the three areas that you would use it in. So why the fuck would I ever need it?
I, I've seen a couple of people that look good doing back in general, but their back was already pretty good. If you already have good lower lats and you pin your lower lats, well, it might look a little better. But you have to have it there to some
I'm a
extent.
little weary of like I've done the lat like up top,
Uh-huh.
but not
And
not
low lat.
lower. No, I've
Well,
never gotten close to that.
yeah, if you're paying attention, there's been some especially at the national level. There's been some suspicious backs, but it is what it is. Also, what's the other body
I know
part?
one guy that did it down his quads, and he had the same guy that taught me how to use it. So like I never used it myself, but I'll admit I've used it on certain clients, the ones I felt like that could have benefited from it.
Mhm.
Because I've got a couple that just have gotten genetically shitty arms. I'm like, dude, you got every body part but arms. Like,
Yeah,
let's see if we can balance this shit out. Like, let's try
I
this.
know. I know. One of your clients that that does it in his arms, and he tells me obviously because he's my friend.
No,
It,
okay, I want to know who it is off because like
uh,
I
uh,
don't know the guy that I'm thinking of, you would not know him.
or
There's no
did
way you
somebody?
know him.
Oh, I don't know if he's told you, but he does it. It's not Joe for anybody
No, I know it's not Joe.
because everybody knows Joe. So, but it's not Joe. But yeah, it's I don't know if he tells you or not. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he's brought it up. He's pretty transparent. But it works, but he's not overdoing it, which is I think the key. You want a facelift, like you said. You don't want a fucking whole new muscle popping out of your
Rather,
body.
instead of saying states, I'm just going to assume it's a West Coast guy, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I could I could give you a sign. You got your phone? I'll text it to you. Your phone is on you? Oh, you're on your phone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm
Okay.
on it right now.
And you'll be able to see the text, right?
Uh, yeah. Let's
You should be.
see.
I'm gonna text you right now. Did he tell you?
Hang on, I gotta. No,
Now I don't know if he still does it, but this was like last year. This was like
no,
last year, and he was doing I think just biceps, maybe bicep or tricep,
he
but
never told me.
that definitely looked fuller. But I think that's where you should keep it. I think if you get carried away, then and it's easy for a bodybuilder to get carried away. I've
I
seen
can
that.
see why he would do it because the structure there.
That's the only choice. It's not the training. It's not training wise.
But like, obviously, I don't. I'm not even going to talk about the situation because I've given away to people. But like,
Mm-hmm.
he's never mentioned it to me, not one
Okay.
time.
Okay. Okay.
If he has, I
He
must
called
have
the
dimension
audible.
I've forgotten about.
He called the audible. Well, oh, did he ever? I don't want to blow his mind. Did he ever tell you? No, I'm not even. I'll tell you off the. I'll tell you off the.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
probably
want
more stuff that I don't know about too.
to. I'm about to snitch on him because I know something else that he took that I don't know if he told you.
Was it
Yeah.
like sight enhancing?
No, he took a DNP before. Did you know about that?
Was this with me?
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, no, I did know about that.
okay, good, okay. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, we were on the same page with that. And I actually told him it might help.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've actually done DMP as well, but not with you though. But I've done DMP myself, and I mean, I just I think it's like anything else. Like how you people, if you're doing fucking 300 milligrams, that I think that's kind of reckless. But if you're doing 100 milligram DMP, I don't think it's like this dangerous thing. I guess maybe because the underground market, maybe you don't know how it's dosed. Maybe start lower in case it's overdosed. I don't know,
that was
but
always my concern. Like I never used it for two reasons. That being primary. I mean, I as much as like I would love to tell the audience, like the secondary reason was I simply didn't need to. I was eating a shitload of food as it was. So it's like
yeah.
all I needed to do, I can back the carbs back by I could back it from 500 to 300, and all of a sudden I'm dropping weight rapidly. So it's like I didn't really need it. But like, if it would have benefited me, I probably would have done it. But then I was just thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, this is not one of those things that like, if you do a little too much, you just have a bad day. This is one of those things, if you do a little too much, you might die. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, I think what scared me the most when it comes to just PEDs in general is when I lived in Kentucky, they had a major steroid bust.
Mhm.
It was around my area, and all of a sudden I started getting text messages from people like, "Hey man, you need to be careful." This I was like, I'm not affiliated with fucking any of these people, none of them.
Mhm.
Like I didn't e- I knew one guy. I was friends with him. We had no transactions, no business in that category at all. He knew them. So they had it was a lab that got busted. Well, anyways, when I saw the pictures of these people, they were fucking meth heads making
Oh
steroids
wow.
because they probably didn't make meth because they weren't smart enough to do that. Or two, they just smoke it all themselves. So they were like, huh, let's make steroids, sell it, and then we can support our meth. Like, I
Oh,
think
that's
that's what was
crazy.
going on. But like, they were legitimate meth heads. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, could you imagine one of these guys trying to put a capsule of DNP together? And I'm like, well, it's supposed to be 200. Nah, fuck it. Send them on. They're 500. We just fucked up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
That's what
something I
makes
was
it.
like, and not to mention, some of their stuff was mislabeled. Like the trend wouldn't be trend. I mean, it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake at all because
Uh-huh.
I knew people that was using it. I didn't know I wasn't affiliated with the guys that was involved in it, but I knew the people that was using it. And I'm like, you're probably like, based on what you're telling me, I was like, dude, I don't think you have DECA, man. I think you got trend. They probably put trend in everything because that way, I mean, if they put test as trend, because people think trend has to be yellow and orange, and it doesn't. Like I've seen
Yeah.
trend as clear as can be before, and it was real trend.
Oh yeah, me too. I've seen that. Now, what you don't want to see is fucking gold Deca because I've seen that
Yeah,
too, and I'm like,
yeah,
bro, I'm pretty sure this is trend, but buddy, I'm like, you think so? Yeah, yeah, I think it's trend.
yeah.
I don't want to see that shit.
They were probably just putting trend in everything. That way, when a guy does 500 tests and 400 DECA, he's actually doing 900 trend. He's seeing crazy gains. Like I'm gonna buy more of that shit.
That's terrible. That is insanely terrible.
Well, man, you got to think a meth head doesn't have morals.
No,
They ain't got no
no.
fucking morals.
No, yeah, I guess that would be the dangerous part. Imagine being like, let me start low. Let me start with 50, 100 DMP. You take it, and then like 5 minutes later, your stomach starts bubbling. You're like, whoa, hold
If
on
I
now.
ever did, I will say I have one experience. This is not in the PED world. This is a long time ago too, but in like the recreational drug world. There
Okay,
were some people doing certain drugs and they were like,
mhm,
hey, Justin, you want to party with us? I'm like, not like that. I want to hang out with you, but not like that.
mhm.
So I just agreed to be the DD and I kept getting pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure. And I'm like, no, like I do not trust this. And they're like, well, we're gonna do it. And I'm like, well, then do it. I'm not telling you not to. I'm not fucking stopping you. Like, I'll be the guy that calls 911 or I'll do that for you. Like, I'll make sure things are fine. So finally I realized like what they were doing was pretty fast acting, like very, very fast acting. I'm not gonna say it on the air just because like I don't even know if YouTube may flag you on this, but I'm not going to. So I told him, I said, okay, I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna be with y'all all evening, all night. I was like, in 4 hours, and I'm just sitting here watching them go and go and go. And I'm like, in 4 hours, if y'all haven't died or had some type of crazy medical condition or somebody gotten arrested or some shit, I'll try a little bit. But that was always my thing is like, I don't know what the hell that is. I need to see you do it first. So like if someone would have offered me DNP, I'd been like, cool, I'm about 100 about 100 capsules from you. You're going to take two of them right in front of me right now. You're going to take them right now. Go right. If you want me to buy this bottle, I'll
Let's
pay for
see.
it. But you take two of them right in front of me right now. And if you ain't dead in a couple of days, then I'll go for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, like
Oh
for
man.
example, like I had this conversation with my mom and dad the other day. Not about that, but
Hmm.
are you familiar with a puffer fish? You know what a
Yeah,
puffer
yeah.
fish is, right?
Hmm.
You know they can
Yeah.
kill you, right?
Oh no, I didn't know.
So I don't know if this is still a thing, and I don't even know if it is actually a legitimate thing, but I do know they can kill you. Like the next part I'm going to tell you is just what I've read and what I've heard. So puffer fish in Japan is considered a delicacy. I don't know why a fish like it's not the fish don't bite you or eat you or shit like that. It has some type of neurotoxin in its organs. So apparently, in order to handle this fish, you actually have to go to a school that shows you how to fillet this fish. I'm like, man, I've been filleting fish my whole damn life. Like, I've known how to do this since I was like 14 years old, 13 years old. Like, the fuck do I want to go to a school to learn how to fillet a fish? But like, if I've got a tuna and I hit the guts, wash that shit off, cut that little piece, go on, no big deal. But if you got a puffer fish and you hit the guts or hit the organ, and whatever toxin that is gets on the meat, you can't see it, but if you eat it, there is no if. You will die. You will fucking die if you eat that. Like, it's ironically because the reason I'm bringing that up is because me and Dad went out on Thursday and he caught the biggest puffer fish I've ever seen in my whole life. Biggest damn, like, I looked in the water, like, he's like, telling me he's got something on. I look over, I'm like, the fuck is that? Like, I didn't even know what it was. Like,
Can you
we
even
were
touch
fixing
it?
it. No, you can touch it. Yeah, I picked him
Okay.
up out of the water, grabbed him by my hands, took the hook out, and threw him back. I mean, I
Okay.
didn't kill him. He probably had a sore mouth for a few days. Other than that, he was fine. But like, he was pissed. He was making some type of weird noise. I've never heard a fish make a noise like that before. But the only reason I want to bring that up though is like talking about making someone else do it. So the
Hmm.
rumor that I heard on the puffer fish is like when the Japanese chef flays the puffer fish, he's required to eat it too.
Oh, good. That's
Because think
good.
about it, you could wipe out a whole fucking family with that. Like you could serve a whole restaurant puffer fish and kill them all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I for sure probably wouldn't want to be a chef that works at a restaurant that has that on the menu.
No,
If I gotta
no,
taste it.
I will not. Like I've caught a bunch of small puffer fish, and I'm just thinking like, what's the most meat you're going to get off? The whole fish alive weighs like 10 ounces. Like, why the
Hmm.
hell would I keep this? Goes in a fish tank or back in the water. Like, this don't go. Like, I'm not eating this. But no, the one my dad caught was probably like 16 to 17 inches long.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
biggest fucking puffer fish I've ever seen. But they do have a neurotoxin. Because my dad asked me when we saw it, we pulled him up. Of course, he blew up. You know, they swell up and
yeah,
he
yeah.
like blew up his air bladder. And Dad's like, "What the hell is that?" And I'm like, "That's the puffer." He goes, "Can you eat it?" And I'm like, "You can, but I'm
That's
not." I was like, "I'm not fucking eating this."
at your own risk. Yeah, at your own risk. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like no, no, no puffers.
I don't think that that fish could be that good to warrant that
There's
kind of
not like
risk.
there is nothing on the planet. There's no food. There's not one single food on this planet that, well, Justin, if you eat this, it's going to be the best meal, but it may or may not kill you. No, I'm just, that's
I
enough. I'm
can't.
done right there.
I will go this far, right? If I'm going out, right? I remember my ex, like she loved like these exclusive restaurants, right? These nice restaurants.
I think,
And it would be like, oh, this right here, this is the best, whatever. Let's say it's the best steak. It's the best steak in LA. And if we go, hey, how long is the wait? About 45 minutes. I'm like, no, I'm out of there. She's
yep,
like, you can't wait. We can wait in the car. I'm like, 45 minutes for a steak. I don't care if fucking they flew this shit in from fucking Beijing. I'm not waiting 45 minutes to eat. I'm sorry. It's like I go home and cook you cook you a nice steak right now. Shit, but
yeah, people like, I look at it like this. If I have a wait at a restaurant, I'll wait 15 minutes
mhm.
because I look at it like this. If you have, damn, dude, what are you doing? Like he's annoying the shit out of me because he wants food right now. But like, I look at it like this. If there's a wait time, and that means they're full, which means the kitchen's full and busy too.
Hmm.
So and that means the staff is full. So if I got a 45-minute wait, means that don't mean you're going to get in 45 minutes. That's only an estimate. You may be waiting an hour and 15, because once you've waited 45 minutes, you don't want to wait. You don't want to give up at that point, right? So you're
Oh
going to
yeah,
hold
yeah.
out, because I've done
Uh-huh.
it before. And then it comes down where it's like, okay, now we get seated. Now it's 10 minutes before a server comes
Exact.
by. And
Hmm.
then she comes by, it's 10 more minutes before you get your drinks. And after you get your drinks, then she comes back 10 minutes to get your fucking order. And it's 45 minutes before your food comes out. I'm like, dude, we wasted 3 or 4 hours at a damn restaurant. Like, I got better things to do.
Okay, but check this out. That's walk-ins, right? There's this restaurant in Beverly Hills called
Yes, sir.
Novikov, right? You'll make a reservation. So imagine this: reservation for two at Novikov for seven. You'll get there at 7:30. They'll be like, "Oh, your table's not ready." You know my
Down,
reservation was at seven,
down.
right? It's 7:30. Yep, still not ready. You'll wait outside for 30 minutes, and you'll get seated at 8:30 for a reservation you made at seven.
Nope, not me. If I made a reservation and it wasn't ready when I got there, I'm leaving.
Bro, this is not even a joke. It's serious. I saw Spider-Man waiting outside. I saw Tobey Maguire standing outside waiting. I'm not even joking. Waiting for his. I'm like, you got Tobey Maguire standing outside and nobody even gives a fuck. And nobody go, hey, come, I got you right now. If I was a waiter, I would personally walk out and grab him. Like, bro, you good? Just come sit right here. He's standing there, and he's a humble guy, so he's not acting like so he's just standing there. I'm kind of like
Yeah,
just with his casual friends, like regular friends, to like an Uber there. But in my head, I'm like, this is crazy. If he had to stand out here and wait, I don't want to eat here. Like I'm like, what the
I wouldn't
what,
do it. No.
come on, bro. If you leave it up
You
to
know, I
men,
went
bro.
to
Yeah.
something else with like restaurants. I went to a really good breakfast place with Paul one time. Paul, back when he was with his ex-wife,
Hmm.
and I think it was called Cece's, if I'm not
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
mistaken.
Uh-huh.
It's a while from like where he lives at. It's like an hour drive.
The,
But they
the
had
the
these
pancake
things.
pancake.
Yeah, he wanted me to
Yeah.
try something called souffle pancakes. It's like a Japanese pancake. It's like they're literally like one pancake is like 3 inches thick,
I know this
and I
spot.
don't know what
It's not
it's.
far from me. It's not too far
Oh,
from me.
really?
Hmm.
But the thing is, they limit so fucked up because Paul wanted them, she wanted them, and I wanted them, and we didn't know until we got there. They said, "Oh, we limit the souffle pancakes to only one order per table." I'm like, "What?
That's
One
crazy.
order per table? You got it on the fucking menu. That's one order per table." Like it just kind of turned me off. I was like, I really want them, but I'm not going to be selfish and say that, and jump in over them. So I was like, this is kind of fucking gay. Like, I don't like this.
It kind of it fucks it up for me. It fucks up the experience. But you know what else fucks up the experience? Anytime somebody tells me, "Hey, this is the best blank in all of LA," because now my expectations are too high. So once you told me this is the best ribs in LA, now I'm like, oh boy, let me let me get these fucking ribs. Let me see what's this about. And you eat it, you're like, that's pretty good. But when you say the best, now my brain is I can't even conceptualize what the best would taste like. So you kind of fucked it up. Just say these are good. These are great.
I'm picky when it comes to food. Like I'll eat food, but like when it comes, if you're gonna get me to say it's the best, it's gonna be really fucking good. So
Exactly.
like when I have people make recommendations to me, like I don't disregard it, but like I take it with a grain of salt. I'm like, you know what? Maybe if I'm in town, I'll try that spot. If I'm hungry at the time, I'll try that spot. But like, because other people's taste buds don't match yours. Because I've had people like, oh, this is the best pizza you're ever going to eat in your life. And I get that. I'm like, yep, tastes like something I'd probably buy out of the freezer and put in the oven, but cool, man.
I
Like,
think
it's like DiGiorno.
I think also like our word means a lot to us, right? Like the way we are, the way we talk. If I'm like, hey, coach, I feel like shit. Let's say I'm in prep. You know that I'm not. I'm just a little tired. You know, oh, Beatty never says that. Beatty says he feel like shit. He feel like shit, right? So same way, if you look me and I say, Beatty, these are the best pancakes I've ever had in my life. I'm gonna be like, holy fuck. Compton does not talk like that. So like, right, your words hold a lot of weight. So for us to say, hey, this is the best, we take that to heart. If I told you, comment, hey, this right here, this is the best gym and I've ever been to in my life, you're gonna be like, holy fuck, this got to be a hell of a gym, right? Because we don't throw around these words, so so I
I've
think
had
some
so many
people,
people over the years talk about gyms, like, oh, this is the best gym in America. And I'm like, you
yeah,
obviously haven't been
listen,
outside of your own county. Like when I
yeah,
got there,
yeah,
I'm like, I mean, like it's not a bad like. Keep in mind, I won a show. I won the Mr. Kentucky with training in a gym that didn't have a barbell. So
oh
like,
shit,
I don't. It didn't have barbells in the fucking gym. I'm not even joking.
that's
Um,
crazy.
so like, I'm not like bougie. I don't have to have a lot of equipment. I don't have to have state of the art. I don't got to have the new tech, the Mega Mass. I can make shit work with whatever I got. It's not a big deal to me. But
Yeah,
like, you tell me it's the best gym, I got my hopes up that it's going to be the best gym. And then when I get there, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, of all the ones I've been in thus far, the one, like, as far as equipment goes, probably Bob's Fitness Complex. And John Meadows had it in his top three or top five as well.
yeah.
And that was, it's in Nebraska of all places
Okay,
to
okay.
have that gym. And then the other one, this may be a little controversial for me to bring his name up right now because shit's about to hit the fan with this,
Oh,
possibly. But do you remember Jim Rockell?
he do shows, a
He used to
promoter.
promote. Now, he was used to promote, but he also used to be the VP of the NPC before Tyler.
Oh, I thought it was Steve. No, it was somebody else. But
No, Steve was not the vice president.
oh
Steve's been
no,
like the head judge of pretty much everything, but
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
he wasn't the VP. But like I won't get into that. If anybody wants to look into that, they'll figure out what I'm talking about on that. But like there's some drama going around on that that's probably
And
that's
that's
all
job.
it's not good. Um,
Oh,
and
okay,
I'll say
okay.
this, Steve ain't gonna like it either. But
Oh,
yeah, so anyways, I went to Raquel's gym one time when I was in Rochester, New York, and I will say it was the most bodybuilding vibed gym I've probably ever been in. Like I feel like I could lift for 4 hours just because of the environment.
well, did
And
that?
it had the equipment to match too. It had everything from like fucking 1970 to current.
But that's the thing. What does the best gym mean? I think to us, environment is equally as important as the equipment, if not slightly above, possibly.
Yeah, if you took the average person who just wants to be like fit, take someone who trains at LA Fitness, and then you take them, put them in that gym, they'd be like, "Really, you like this shit over LA Fitness?" So,
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
I wouldn't tell normal people that this is the best gym. I would only say that to a bodybuilder.
But yeah, because
But
if
the
you
other
mean
one I
a,
would say is
huh?
the Montanari brothers.
Oh yeah, the one in New Connecticut, New Haven,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is
That gym is
huge.
it's big as fuck, and it has everything you could possibly imagine. But it's not like the cool thing about his gym, and Jim Rockell's is the same way. Like he's not going to have like five of the same bicep machines, but he's going to have like five preacher curls. It's like premium. It's going to work.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, in other words, like if you go in there, as long as you're a little bit flexible and you're not hell bent, like I want that machine, that's the one.
Mhm.
You're going to have a good workout there.
Shit, there was a gym, was it in Glendale or Burbank, maybe? Not too far from me, where I'm at right now. It was a USA gym, and it was a really fucking good gym. Atmosphere, equipment, everything. And slowly, it started becoming like less. I think there's just less bodybuild. I think most of the bodybuilders here just moved to Vegas, so just there's just less. There's just less bodybuilders here nowadays. So as they started moving out, there was like a lot of like I don't know. I can't even tell what age people are these days. Maybe like college age kids moving in and just coming in little groups and joking and acting weird. And I know the equipment, they started taking out some of the old stuff and putting in some life fitness stuff, which isn't
Yeah.
bad, but it just becomes any other gym. And then slowly it just fell apart. But at one point, it looked like the Montanari Brothers gym. That's what it looked like. It had
Oh,
the up, yeah. So the cardio on the upper floor and the whole nine. So it was really cool. I thought Gold Venice was dope because of how huge it was and the atmosphere. But equipment wise,
I think the atmosphere
get
is
a
what
lot of
gives it is what's keeping it in business.
yes. And then even though it's different now, it's still Gold Venice. They're gonna be able to ride that for a long time. Because even
Yeah.
now, I'll be like, it's not special. But when I go, I'm still in Ghost Venice, so I'm still kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, I still kind of like it, even though it's a completely different experience than it used to be. And people still stop by, like Jay still stops by. I mean, everybody. I mean, Sam Sulik was there. Fucking people still stop by. They're not there every day. Once upon a time, every day there was Dexter. Every day there was Sean and Brad and just just everybody you could imagine would be there. So it's not like that, but it's still
You ever
something.
noticed bodybuilders? It's like a trending thing. They all like all the top guys or a group of guys that congregate
Of
to
course,
like
yeah.
one area. Like I remember at one point Miami was a hot spot, and then right where I live, Port St. Lucie, because you have Raw and Revive here.
Mhm.
Um, oh, I was getting like a rant. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, your phone just flashed, but it stopped.
Okay, hang on, let me get this back up. Yeah, because I had a call come in, and that guy definitely did not mean to call me. I know who it was, but but yeah, like there was a lot of top tier bodybuilders, like were right here in this area, right where I'm at, and then Dallas, Texas, is becoming a hot area. Vegas, what was at one point, and it seemed
Tampa
like
was too.
Vegas died off. Now Vegas is coming back. L.A., Dubai, Kuwait,
LA
you
is
know,
LA. Kuwait is dead. LA is dead. It's Dubai now. The Dubai is more popular than Kuwait for bodybuilders.
I don't know why that is. I mean, I genuinely don't understand because it's not cheap to be there. Like, I
Well,
hate to say this, but like, I feel like, and I may be wrong on this. So I'm not accusing anyone, but I am kind of questionable. Like, I know there's a lot of money and I know there's a lot of weird shit happens over there. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going over there and doing some freaky shit you probably wouldn't talk about publicly.
I think that definitely goes on. I think that definitely goes on.
I
But
think it does.
but because everybody keeps saying like from what I hear, oh, you make it's expensive, but we make good money. Doing what?
The
Oh,
month though,
training clients. Like, I gotta be honest. I've never really seen you with clients at
you
all.
don't post anything. Like,
I
yeah, so
mean,
what are you doing? Like, it doesn't make sense. I know there's a lot of money there. Like, I've heard that, like when we park on the streets, we may see like a Honda Civic, a little SUV, a truck here and there, but over there it's like
yeah,
Lamborghini, Ferrari,
yeah.
Maserati. Like, that's what the streets look like.
Unless these guys are paying $1,000 per session, it's gonna be more than training going on there. I'm sure. I know girls. I know a lot of girls go out there to to do that kind of stuff. Like they I heard like pissing and shitting on them is like a thing. You heard those stories? The
Not
rich.
specifically to Dubai, but I know of a few people that are into that, and one of them is one of the most decorated bodybuilders of all time. And when I say of all time, I mean literally of all time. And he's
Mhm.
into that because he asked a girl that I used to know, and I'm just going to say used to know because she's no longer with us anymore.
Oh
But
shit. Okay,
like,
okay.
yeah, I saw some text messages and I was like, oh, fuck. Like the shit that he was asking, I don't like, and she said no too. Like I saw the whole screen and I'm like, wow. I was like, I'm pretty sure if you shit on me, like we done. Like
Yeah.
we're just done. Like
Shit.
we gonna talk. I'm gonna put my clothes on. Well, I'm gonna take a shower first. We'll put my clothes on. I ain't gonna say a fucking word, and I'm leaving. I don't care if I got to walk 10 miles in the snow. I'm leaving.
You've been in this industry so much longer than me, right? And I'm thinking some of the things I know, like what you just said, like some of the things I know, I'm like, as much of these like tea stuff that I know, or crazy shit or weird shit that I know, I'm thinking, how much do you fucking know that you never you never said?
Really like this guy too, and it's like when I see him, I see him at pretty much all the big shows. I haven't seen him in like a year and a half. Like I see him around, and he makes a point to talk to me too.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
he's a fucking awesome guy. Like if you didn't know this about him, you would not judge him for. I mean, I guarantee you're a fan of him as
okay, okay,
well.
yeah. Uh,
So he's kind of hard not to like, to be fair. But when I found that, I was like, oh man, that's now when I see you, that's what I think about.
yeah,
Like I can't
because one.
unsee that. I can't unread that message.
Once it's in your head, there's so much of this. I think it's our industry too. There's so much of those like weird stuff that I know about that I'm like, that's interesting. I gotta be. I was like, I don't see them different, but it is on my head. It's in the back of my head, kind of like, okay,
I don't see
this
him
is
any
the
different. Like I don't like him any more or any less. But I'm just like, dude, that's fucking weird, man. Like, what the? How did you go? Like, how did you get to this level? I don't understand.
yeah, yeah.
Like, like it was just too much for me. And
There,
ironically, I hadn't met him in person before I read those text messages. And then when I did meet him in person, I was like, "Fuck, man!" It's like because I always wanted to meet him, and like I kind of
yeah,
wanted to go up and fanboy him. And like when I saw him, I was like, well, "I still want to meet him and talk to him." I was like, you did kind of kill a
man.
little bit." Uh,
There's people in the industry that also like want you to like sleep with their wives and like watch.
oh, that ain't just bodybuilding, man. That's all
Yeah,
over.
that's how it.
Like that's probably that ain't as weird as like getting shit on or something like that. But like that's still incredibly weird. Like I
Yeah.
don't understand that in the least. Like I've it's been a long time. I think I had one or two proposals for that back when I was still competing, and I'm like, just why, man? Like I'm not interested, but like what I am interested in is why you want that. I don't understand. Like
So
I can't wrap my head around it. I can't think like I try to think of any rational reason why someone wants to be a cuck sitting in the chair. Like it just doesn't make sense.
so okay, so did this happen to me, right? Where I was approached by the wife, but she didn't say anything about being a wife. She just, talked to me, whatever, got to know me, got my contact, and then she came over and we had sex. So she wanted to give me a little taste of it. And then she's like, so I'm married. I'm like, okay, good for you. Fuck, why
Like,
you telling me this?
okay, yeah, you should probably leave now.
I get what you there. No, but she didn't tell me the same day. She didn't tell me the same day. It wasn't the same day. She told me via text. That would have been even weird if she told me in person. But but yeah, but we live like an alternative lifestyle. Do you know what that means? It can mean a lot of things, And then she
Yeah,
explained,
alternative.
and then she explained it. She was like, "Oh, I actually gave him your number. He's gonna text you." I'm like, "Whoa, take it easy with the number.
That's weird. That's
Let's
very fucking weird.
let's not exchange the numbers." And he would text me like every week, literally every weekend, text me. So in my head, I'm like, I kind of still want to have sex with her, with him out the picture, but then she stopped responding. She wants him to take the, hey, you can still text me, but no, it was,
Yeah,
yeah. I almost don't know who is for the most. I feel like the guy is always kind of the leader. I think
yeah.
I'm not saying she doesn't enjoy it. I'm sure she enjoys it, but it's like it has to be coming from up top.
It's
It has
for
to be.
him though, and that's
That's
what
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
understand. Like, because
How
no normal man is like. Not only do we not want that, we want the polar opposite of that.
but okay, but at what point does the woman say, you know what? I'm starting to get creeped out. I'm starting to get a little creeped out, even though I'm enjoying this. I'm kind of getting creeped out. At what point does she say like, I don't know if I can keep, like, at what age? Like, if I can, maybe in your 20s, 30s, when you're 50, then you go, you know what, husband, maybe I'm done with the alternative shit. That just, where
I
does it
don't
stop?
know. I've never had a woman approach me with that, but it was always the guys reaching out to me on Instagram. And I'm just like, there was a time where like I actually wanted to say, like, you know what, man, send me a picture. But I'm like, the thing with you in the background over here, it it ain't gonna work with you sitting over there
That
in a chair. It ain't gonna happen. Like this is just too fucking weird.
see what I would think with this, right? If she filmed it and sent it to you, that wouldn't turn me off in the moment. But me knowing there's a video of me, that's first of all in your fucking phone, that's already a
I
fucked up
wouldn't like
situation.
that either.
Exactly. That's my point. So what situation? Okay, let's say there was a there was a camera. You're in a TV. You're in a room watching through a TV. I would still be thinking about it. I'd be like, he's in the room watching TV right now. It's gonna throw you off. You can't stay on your A game doing that. So I don't know.
I actually know someone who does do that. Like it's just a swinger thing for them. They've
Yeah.
never made the option to me, fucking thankfully, because that would just end a friendship at that point. Like,
So so
but I
this is
know
even
that they
crazy.
do that. And he
Did,
just stays in the other room. And I'm like, dude, like what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't get it.
so this is gonna blow your mind. You know I live in West Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
My direct neighbor that lives right there
Like
does
above
that.
you.
No, he lived down the hall, like the next apartment down. And I knew it. Me and Nate knew it. We're like, yo, his wife is so she's way too friendly. Something's wrong. She's way too friendly. And then like she would get drunk. I'm like, no, she's flirting. She's not. And then she would do it in front of him. I'm like, oh, there's no way. There's no way she does that in front of him. So I know one of his friends, and he just flat out said it. He's like, oh yeah, she does that all the time. That's what they do. I was like, so I'm not crazy here. This is the thing. He's like, yeah, they do it all the time. He's like, I personally wouldn't do it as his friend, but I mean,
If
this
you're in
is
your
this is what he
20s
does.
and you're not married and you know you don't want to marry that person, I still probably think it's a little weird, but I wouldn't frown upon it as much. But when a married man is having that go on, I'm like,
That's
dude,
kind of
what
wild.
in the hell are you doing? Like,
Yeah, that
did you have a fucked up childhood? What happened to you?
the fact that that gets you off is wild. Not even in like a gay way because we watch straight porn, which technically people say straight porn is gay porn and lesbian porn is straight porn.
Yeah,
but but we're watching it. I feel like our intent is different. We're visualizing this ourselves as that guy. But if you're actually the husband, you're already that guy. So why would you need me there? Right? Think about it. So,
yeah. I don't know.
yes,
It's
it,
incredibly odd to me.
it's a
Like to each their own, but like I don't understand. There's a lot of things in this world I don't understand for that matter. I'm never going to
this is
understand it. So
this is true. Yeah. So yeah,
I've never
that's one
actually
of
had a
the
conversation with anyone because, like I said, I know one couple who does it, and I don't know if they know I know that or not. I really don't know if they know I know, but it's a pretty like known thing per se in this industry,
okay.
and
Okay.
like I almost want to have a conversation. Just be like, so what value do you get from this? But like, I don't want to bring it up because again, I don't know if they know I know. So then, but then
Yeah.
I'm worried, like, if I bring it up, then it's like, is he going to think that like I'm trying to insinuate, like, hey man, can I have my turn or something? Like, no, I don't want
Yes.
that either.
Yes.
We're not looking for
Yeah.
that.
Bro, if my girl even has dated anybody in the city, I get like weird about it. Like, oh fuck, she dated that guy. Even if I don't know the person, like, oh, okay, yeah, my ex works here. What? He works away. That fucking pisses me off. And obviously, it's not a real problem. But if that's how I feel, imagine the latter. Like that to me the insane concept. Like there's nothing about that you should like. Now maybe if it's like somebody who you don't like, maybe just like a friends with benefits. Oh, well, I mean, it's still weird the concept. I just mean, if it's somebody you didn't care about, would be more understanding than somebody who you actually love. So
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't believe that's real love, but that's just my opinion. To each his own. They probably feel different from me. you know. But okay, that's enough of that. Is there any shows coming up, or that's it? That's it for the
I
year.
think that was the final show of the year.
Okay, okay.
I mean,
Well,
it was a final for open bodybuilding. I don't know if there's any. I mean, we got nationals coming up soon.
oh, we do. Some people still think I'm doing it, but I'm not.
Yeah, we got nationals coming up, and then I think as far as the big shows, I've got a guy competing this weekend. I don't know that it's not the big man. There is no, it's William Bonnet's show. It's a pro qualifier as well in the Netherlands. So I've
Oh,
got a
okay.
really good young guy that's getting ready for that one. Sam, he it's back when we talked in the beginning of this, like he made a statement. He's like, I'm looking forward to like, winning the junior division because he won it last year. And he said something about the junior division. I was like, dude, I'm not even worried about the junior division. I was like, I want to see you get your pro card. Like, you're well past that. Like you're well past the juniors, the entry level guys. So like he looks good, and I should be getting pictures from him here soon. So
Okay.
see how he's doing. But he's kind of floating on that line of like heavyweight, super heavyweight. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna have to go by look.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
the pro card I think is for the overall winner anyways. So it really doesn't matter what he weighs because we got to beat everybody in the show.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Well, I got a client coming up in 10 minutes. So we get a sign off. People liked the outro last time, so I'm gonna do another outro. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me. Me and
Yeah, what
Justin
was it?
on
Ring the bell
Instagram.
and all that other shit. Yeah.
Ring the bell. So for Beatty Fall, oh no, for Justin Compton, I'm Beatty Fall. We're gonna catch you guys next episode.
Peace.
That I feel like that sounds so weird. Like even when I watch podcasts with intros, I'm like, man, just that's your boy, man. Just talk to him. That's it.
All
But all right, bro. You already know, man. I appreciate you.
right, man.